What is good, family? This is your girl. I am Courtney Michelle. And thank you so much for tuning in today. You guys, today we are going to have fun. We're going to look at some clips and we're going to discuss something that um, some people have maybe discussed, but I want to go a little bit more in depth. I want to talk about the idea. You guys saw the thumbnail of pandering. I want to talk about it from my perspective as a woman with a platform that's been in and around the space, seen that, heard that. I want to give my perspective on some things. Like I always do, I'm an opinionated young lady. So, you know, um, yeah, I want to talk about some things tonight. But before I do, I want to say what is going on to the people in the chat. Dr. Eugene Steele, what is going on? Tampa Supreme. Who else we got? Jordan, my guy. I see you. Who else? World class. World class. Um, yeah, thank you guys for joining me. Let's get into it. First, I want to talk about um what brought me to have my platform. You guys know it. Well, some of you might not know my history because I've gotten some new subscribers. So, but for those that has been rocking with me and knows my history, you guys know that I did not start off being a content creator. I didn't start off with a YouTube page. I started off as being a cast member of the Lapeef Network. And I was just another woman on there with other women, just giving our perspectives about relationships and women's nature, men's nature, submit all those lovely topics that we discuss time and time again. I was on a panel just discussing. And I never really thought about starting my platform till later on, maybe within a year of being on that, because I just saw a lot of things that I wanted to talk about, which is more in depth than just relationships. My platform is literally wanting to talk about um, more than just me being a woman and how to be submissive and femininity. There's real life things that are going on in this world. And I talk about politics and I talk about our image and how we should be perceiving how we should perceive ourselves and how we should look in an age of love and basketball, love and hip hop, love and this and that. There's so much more to discuss. And that's why I started my page. So I didn't get on here to be a female content creator to talk about just femininity. There's just so much that I wanted to discuss. And with my panel, I open it up to ideas that might be different from me. If you guys see my page that I started, and um, when you look at the reason why, I always put and I always say it's for us to grow. And not only just you guys, it's me too. And I have done a lot of growth and I'm still growing. And I'm excited about it because the interesting thing about my journey and about my story is that you can physically see it. From when I got on YouTube till today, and hopefully next year, you can literally look how my ideas have changed, my demeanor has changed, my even physical appearance has changed. So you can see the timeline of Courtney Michelle. And I think that's so incredibly important because when you're doing it for the right reasons, when you're on here to get different perspectives and really wanting to learn, that what you learn should have an effect on you and people should actually see a difference. That's when you're not pandering. That's when you actually believe what you say. That's actually when you believe in your community and you see the good and you can recognize the bad, but you want to put an emphasis on what we are doing right as well, because that makes a difference. And I take that completely, um, these topics and the people that I talk to, I take it to heart. I call y'all family. I'm in the chat. Hey, family. I'm doing that because I do see us as a community. And I do see some of us as wanting to be better. And I say that all the time on here. This is what this page is for us to be better and to learn from each other, for us not to be divided, for us to look at each other as you're my brother, you're my sister, not that you're my enemy. And the longer that I'm in the space, the longer that I see that my ideas of what I want falls on a lot of deaf ears, the more that I'm in this space, the more that I'm seeing that a lot of people don't want to grow, to change. A lot of people want us divided. And not only divided, people are profiting off division. People are profiting off your pain. People are profiting off my pain. There's big money in misery. Everybody know I used to be a pharmacist technician. And those pills, when I tell you without insurance, people will pay $200 for a pill because it's profitable to treat something instead of healing it. If you heal, then you don't need the prescription. You're okay. And a lot of times in this space, if you heal the dysfunction in the community, if you heal the relationship issues that we have, if you heal it, then no one has anything to talk about. Because people don't care about happy-go-lucky folks and positive messages. Let's be honest. The reason why Housewives of Potomac is popping is because of the drama. If they were all happily married and just shopping and great mothers, who would turn in? Excuse me, who would tune in? Not that many people. That idea is the exact same idea in YouTube. I am going to profit on your pain, on your hurt. I'm going to make sure that everything that I do is going to criticize a set individual, a set group, a set demographic. And if I can just hone on and continuously do the same thing going in it and out it, and people are giving me money to talk about the dysfunction, then I have a business and I can see it grow. And the unfortunate thing is that it works. There's big money in pain, and there's big money in pandering to the pain. There is money, especially for a woman, to pander to a group of men that want to hear it from a woman, even if they don't believe it. And what I've come to find out, and we're going to go over a few clips because this is not just me that's saying it. I want to play some things so you guys can hear it out of these horses' mouths. I want this to be insightful because it was insightful to me. I can admit that, when I got on YouTube and listening to people talk, I took people for face value. I didn't think that there would be creators and content creators in this space that is so willing to negate truth, to put their personal views and feelings aside, to regurgitate talking points that has been played out and been talked for a long time. I thought people was really trying to build something different. And when I figured that that's not the case for a lot of people, sometimes it's hurtful. But I'm not in that space anymore. At this point, I'm finding it comical because even though I see a thing and I sit down and I look and I'm like, ain't nobody else seeing this craziness? And am I the only one that's seeing that people aren't believing or living the life that they portray on YouTube? Am I the only one that sees that this is not a thought from that person's head, that they're just repeating whatever someone tells them to do and then they get paid to do it? Actually, if I didn't have any kind of moral compass, I know that I would make so much money just degrading Black women. I would make so much money if every single show I had, it was to demonize women that look like me. I would make more money if I got on here, maybe showed a little boob or that's it. It's not algebra, it's not calculus. It's as a woman content creator around and about this space. If you continue on with the same narrative and feed into what's hot in these streets and looking to see what the men are saying, and then if you just repeat everything that they say, you're going to grow. So is that a business? I know content creator Ramil would say that's content strategy, which is true. But today we're going to separate the content strategy, the pandering, and we're going to separate those that are real with it. And that's what we're going to do. So, I have special guests like I always do because I've decided as well that I want more people to join me. I want to have conversations about real life, but I'm not going to do it with people that are fake. I want to do it with people that are real. And the people that have been real in my life, because we tell our stories and it's real life stories. People that are not scared to be transparent. You have people that say, I'm going to tell you my whole life, but then don't tell nothing. That's so surfaced. If you want to be surfaced and regurgitate, that's fine. But this ain't the space for that. This is real life. I'm a real person and I go through things. And some of the things I have been open and honest, probably a little bit too much in these YouTube streets, but I figured that some of my stories that people could learn from because I did. One of the biggest things that people have talked about dealing with me is, a video of my child's father and the growth that we went through and us being able to co-parent. One of the stories that I said was how I was able to, and the reason why taking him off child support. These are real life stories that I live and that I've learned and that's recorded. And these conversations, whether hurtful or emotional, but it's real. And I want to make sure that that continues. But more than that, I want to make sure that there's integrity that goes with this with a touch of class. So, I want to talk about that. I'm going to go ahead and bring one of my guests up. Y'all know she my firecracker lady. Miss TJ Randolph. How are you doing, love?
I'm well, and thank you for having me.
Good. Well, thank you for joining me. I bring you up a lot. I get on your streams and you get on mine because, again, our relationship is more than just YouTube. You've known things I've gone through, things that you've gone through, and we've created a platform that not only talks about relationships, but we talk about going through depression and us both battling depression and mental illness. I've told you, and I've told there's no qualms about it, about, me, that I deal with anxiety. That a lot of stuff that I had to deal with, I didn't go to therapy. I decided to do things that I thought would work. So I'm depressed, so I would drink wine or I would overeat. And I was doing things in excess, but me being very transparent about that. And then I guess when I getting to know you and you do the exact same thing. And again, it's creating not only a bond, but women that have real life stories. I always thought that that was important. And again, but I made the mistake of thinking that that's what we were supposed to be doing. But now I know that that's not the case.
Not for everyone. No, not for everyone.
It's not. It's not. So, pandering. Trying to see how I want to start this off. Well, let's just get into it. You guys have, some of you might have seen that a few months ago, there was a back and forth with me and another content creator, that decided to, in a conversation, in a back and forth, decided to monetize off a very emotional part in a conversation. And not only monetize, but make multiple streams, um, plaster my face on thumbnails to make me look silly. That happened a few months ago. Now, I deaded that conversation because I was like, you know what, people are going to be people. And then that's when I started kind of realizing that, you know, every don't take people for face value, and every person does not have your same goals. And then I started doing my own little research because you know that I am at heart a journalist. And I started doing my research and I was like, you know what, Courtney, your battle that you're going through with women that have no problem disrespecting you, it ain't about you. Take yourself out of it, Courtney. It ain't about you. It's just about the greed and understanding that if you are saying something that's not favorable to a group of men, if you're not as critical as some men want you to be to Black women, then you're a target. Content strategy. So, with this particular content creator that just did a live about me and wanted to pull up something that I'd said in the super chat, which I stand by. And I'm pretty sure tomorrow it's going to be another video because people are greedy, want money, and that's just what it is. But I'm not, because this is going to dead it. I am not giving any more unless something is just egregious. Okay. But after this stream, I don't think I have to say any more, because me knowing something and knowing that it's not real, that it's all fake, me giving light to fakeness is going to make me just as fake as them. And you hold me accountable to that.
Yes, and may I say this one thing? Yes, we've discussed about what you put in the chat yesterday.
Well, let's talk about it.
Okay.
So,
what did you put in the chat?
So my last stream, you guys, was a 6-hour long stream, but it was a good one. Okay. I know that was a good stream. But the stream was, talking about the understanding the power of a woman, and the power that women possess, in the box, quote unquote. And it's not just saying that there is power in your box. We understand that there takes a lot to maintain a relationship, to get in a relationship.
Yeah.
However, women need to know that their body and their vagina can warp up a man. In that stream, we talked about many leaders that fail, got in trouble, lost sponsorships off the box.
Yeah.
And so that was a stream. And, I knew that there was going to be a response back because I know how narcissists work. And I'm not just using the narcissist word, I just know how they work. And I told TJ, wait, it's going to be something else. And lo and behold, it was another stream. But in that stream, I said, you know what? Not today. Not today. And the one thing that I do know when we talking about the poom poom and the old poom poom, and I know about different rates of women, and I said, you know what? A lot of things that people get on here, they start projecting. So when you hear someone that just continuously downgrade baby mama this and baby mama that, and I'm like, well, hold on. You got a lot of smoke for baby mamas, but you not thinking that you are as low as a baby mama or as bad as a baby mama, that doesn't mean that you was never pregnant. And these are the questions, men, that you need to start asking women. This is vetting. A woman walking around 30 plus talking about I don't have no kids. Oh, that's good. Well, why don't you? Is it protection? Were you ever pregnant? These are questions that you need to ask because what happens to women understanding leverage, understanding pandering is that I can say something to make everybody feel good, but I'm not going to give any kind of information about myself because if I do, or if someone finds out this stuff about me, then my money grab is going to go low. Them super chats is going to go low. So in the chat yesterday, while I was talking about me and a baby mama and talked about my box, I said, you know what? You probably got an assigned seat at the Planned Parenthood while you're degrading every single woman that's had a child out of wedlock or whatever. So let's start talking about you. And I super chatted it, sure did. People was flustered, but the interesting thing is I didn't hear no in that chat. All I just saw my super chat. How dare Courtney say that she might have been to the Planned Parenthood? Because it's reality. Because it's reality. You don't know unless you ask. But ooh, for luster. And then that chat, then the chat today, or the live today, I can't believe Courtney would say that. Why can't you believe it? You can't believe that I'm talking about real life? That women on these platforms are not telling you their complete whole truth? That will sit up here and degrade everybody but won't say nothing about themselves? And then when you start asking questions about themselves, they get hurt and then bring everybody else that's hurt, people that just want to be geriatric age and talking about they messy.
Well, the way I look at it is this. In as much as people were outraged at what you typed in the chat, my point is this. When you start a fight with someone, you don't get to determine how they fight back. You don't.
You don't.
And I'm just going to go ahead and say it, that content creator has been very rude, disrespectful, condescending, and thrown jabs to many of people. So if you slap me, I'm not going to slap you. I'm going to kick some dust in your eye and I'm going to beat the shit out of you while you're blind.
Let me get this. Would Kevin approve of what you said? Sound like, yes, he would. He sure would. Because he would ask them tough questions, Courtney. Why people up here talking about they not baby? Well, okay, you don't have a live birth. He sure would, because that's not sign language. I don't know. I mean, I don't. Hold on. I don't know if he's wants to be on the slow bus today, but I have it today. Trust me.
Well, like I said, you can't start something with somebody and then tell them how they fight back. So, you may not agree with it, and that's your right. But again, you can't start something with someone and then try to dictate how they fight back.
Right.
That's just bottom line.
You can't.
That's all I got on that.
And let me tell you today is that there's people that like to take jabs at folks. And again, you cannot be responsible how the person jabs back. And I am tired of this particular individual taking jabs at everybody but themselves. And that's it. And I stand by it, and I'll ask it again and again. And if you have a problem with that, you got to take it up with. I don't care. But yeah, what Kevin said, absolutely. Because here's the thing. Also, I talked to Kevin Samuels. He wasn't just an internet person that I just take and quote from. We've had long conversations over the phone about how people strategize on the YouTube spaces. See, I've had these conversations with Kevin Samuels. Other people can't. They just can quote him or try to pull up a clip. But I knew him personally. Now, so with this particular content creator that I'm going to talk about, I think that people get on here and change. I do not think that she got on here and decided to become the person that she is. I think that she was created. And I parallel that to Cynthia G. Cynthia G did not start off YouTube talking about abort Black boys. Cynthia G, Paris Milan, these other content creators, these women, got on here talking about Black love and how they wanted the community to be better. But somehow it changed. And their rhetoric completely changed. Then it started to become hateful. But their rhetoric became hateful to men. And they became what they despised. And I think this right now, what we're seeing in real time is the complete opposite of someone wanting Black love and Black community. And somehow being in this space changed them to now just to degrade women. There's nothing on this particular page that I have ever seen to uplift not a soul on a woman. To show a woman that's being great, how I like to do our images, and I need to start posting that back up again about how Black women were losing weight and getting healthy and showing the positive side. It completely flipped. And now it's just all negative, and it's sad. Because I don't think that, again, with Cynthia G, I don't think that she started off this way. So I want to go against some clips just to show that how you start off in this space doesn't mean that's how you're going to end up. And it's a cautionary tale for any woman that wants to be in the space or any guy, that it can change you. And it takes faith and just a strong person to continuously to be in this space, because it's not easy. You open yourself to ridicule, you open yourself to criticism, you open yourself to people that just want to make money off of you and your image. And I just think that's what we're seeing now. So let's go ahead and start. Because I want to put the starting point on it, where I think the idea of self, and this is something that I've preached. So in actuality, at the beginning of her YouTube and the continuation of mine is exactly the same message, just flip flop. And I want to get your thoughts on it too. So let's go.
Looking at the person's results is important too, because as you said earlier, game changer, there's two. You could be having the point, but the means and then the goal. If my goal is to say, hey, let's start having more two-parent households in the Black community, and I'm not contributed to more two-parent households in the Black community. Am I just talking just to talk because I'm like, oh, these talking points are hot, or am I actually preaching, living, practicing what I preach, living the life how I live it?
How important is that for you to live the life that you're preaching on YouTube?
Well, it's important to me. I mean, again, not to say that I haven't had, that I haven't made mistakes even in public, but I am who I am. What you see is what you get. I'm a wife, I'm a mother, I'm a grandmother, a woman who made many mistakes, but I'm very forthcoming about those mistakes.
Okay.
And so I try to show my life, to show what is possible. Even, is it probable? Yeah. The older you get, no. But is it possible? Yes. And to show, okay, give women hope.
Right. So let's see the beginning of the start of how it changed. Let's see.
And it's just like, what's the purpose of it? What's the purpose of your channel? Because if you claim in your bio that, oh, you're for the Black community, you're for Black love and Black unity, but you're only beating the drum of the negative things
it's kind of low
in the Black community. If you're
only
talking negatively about Black men, or if you're only talking negatively about Black women, how are you helping the Black community? Aren't you making matters even worse? And I mean, I'm not saying like, yeah, don't provide a space for us to come out and talk about these issues and bring awareness to these issues, because one young lady in particular, she's always saying, oh, I'm bringing awareness. But okay, you bring awareness. How long are you going to bring awareness for until you start brainstorming ways of finding solutions problems? And as I said, you can't claim that you are for Black love. You cannot claim that Black lives matter if your channel is dedicated to highlight the flaws in Black men or highlight the flaws in Black women.
What?
So we should not have a page dedicated to the flaws of Black men and Black women. Okay.
And this is a no.
Which I agree. I think your page should be balanced, but that's just me. Everybody don't believe that. You do what you want to do. However, it's a flip-flop.
No shade video. I'm not coming on here to talk crap about any content creator or criticize anybody. I'm coming from is to promote Black love, and I went on all these content creators bio and read it. Most of them is, and mine says the same thing too, to promote Black love and
To promote Black love
unity in the Black community.
and unity in the Black community.
But how are we going to be promoting Black love if we're constantly bashing each other? We're constantly trying to insult each other, and it's close to impossible.
Are you in agreement with that?
I'm shocked. I'm shocked. What? Okay.
For somebody to have an opposing opinion than for and it's not met with an insult or met with a, oh, you're stupid, or you don't know what you're talking about. You can't.
But when people come with their opposing opinion, but then they get insulted.
Cannot be so closed off to listening to somebody else's point of view. You cannot be so closed off to understanding somebody else's point of view if you claim that you want better in the Black community. There are women out there who aren't worth a crap, but what about the ones who are? What about the ones who are actually trying and want to learn how to love a Black man? And for women, what about those men who actually want to step up to the plate and provide and protect and cherish a Black queen? Why don't we just focus on those instead of beating the drum of what's going wrong in the Black community? Why don't we just start focusing on how we can make these things go better?
Stop focusing on all the problems. But then when you go to the page, what does it focus on? Anybody? And what's going on? She's so lucky. Thank you for joining us this evening.
The bitter baby mamas.
Oh, let's go.
How are we going to get anywhere? And we can't say that we are for Black people and we're for Black life and Black love if all we do is just tear down the opposite sex. Focus on the good. There are good black men here and there are good black women here.
Well, there's good black women here? What? I would be shocked because I've never seen anything that says anything about good black women, about the positives some black women do, because we're not all bad. A lot of bad mistakes, a lot of
Especially if
bad
you're a baby
choices.
mama, especially if you're a single mother or a baby mama, there's no good left in you.
You're not good at all with your old poom poom.
Stop being the extreme. And you know, I have a live coming up with Bobby on Sunday talking about the extreme red pill. I mean, I had to do my research, and yes, there are some positive aspects to this red pill community, but some people take it so extreme.
Oh, and then the pandering starts when you start just talking about the extremities. No balance.
So when is there a time frame when this video is shot? Because I'm going to assume that this is probably before her um, rise in monetary gain from her channel. I'm assuming that.
Oh, absolutely. So, like I said, and what I talked about the other content creators, sometimes how you start a thing is not how you continue and finish it. And a lot of things change due to money. Money make you change your attitude. I think I had an interview with O'Shea and we was talking about Cynthia G, and he said, she changed her opinions and her views and her content because she was getting paid more to do or talk about something completely different from when she started. And that's what he told me. And again, I'm just seeing that this is where we are.
Yeah, the negativity. That's what I said. The negativity sells. Negativity sells, and it's
It
just
does.
so heartbreaking to see that
It is.
we're addicted to drama.
We
Listen,
are.
I am dedicating my channel to promote love and unity. I am not like, I don't entertain anybody who cannot have a conversation without raising their voice. I do not entertain anybody who cannot oppose a point of view without having to say insults or to call people name or to curse. I do not tolerate cursing.
Completely different from what I see today. Am I the only one noticing the difference? No.
I
No.
honestly, I ain't been watching that long, so this is very insightful for me. And I think we should all just be supportive of things that push us forward and not just get distracted. Like stuff like this is a distraction. Like why we're here today is supposed to be a distraction from a bigger message. Like you have black women in this space and we can't even get on the same page to get along for a greater purpose. You know what I'm saying? The black men in this space don't always do this. So like what really is the issue? Is the issue the single motherhood and all this, or is it the fact that black women can't get on the same page to reach the same goal? It's kind of like my message is better than your message because you're this, put you down because I'm up here. You know what I'm saying? Like, is that what men want to hear? Do men want us to tell them what they want to hear, or do they want to actually see us be flaws and all and grow in front of the camera and then see how we get our results? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is the message at this point?
Well, I thought that was I thought, and this is me being naive, that was supposed to be the goal. The goal is that there's women that are not wanting to uh, either do what mom and them did, realize that we were supposed to do something else. I thought that that's what we were here for. And then with me and my researching, I'm finding out that that's not. And that the men want, not all, but there's some that just want us to say what they want to hear. And if you don't, then you're ostracized or you're made fun of. So it's just not genuine conversations that I think is had. And it can't be genuine if you're pandering. And I think we talk a lot about Derek Jackson and how he panders to women, but not a soul is talking about how these women are pandering to men. And no one wants to have that conversation because in this space, the men want it. Just like in the women's space, the women wanted it. The women
Yeah.
wanted to hear a man to say what they've been feeling because it validates them. And it's the exact same reason why we're here, because you have women that are doing the Derek Jacksons. It's validating how they feel and trying to put a cute face on it. So you don't get anywhere. As a matter of fact, in a space with more women coming in here doing the exact same thing, we're more separate. There's no unity. You would think with women in the space and Black women wanting this, it would have some kind of unification. Okay, we got the men talking, we got the women talking, what's going on? But it's more divisive. And it's because it's not honest. It's a money grab.
And I think it's unfortunate when people use one's flaws or choices, whatever you want to say, and use it to somehow one up someone. It's I'm better than you because I didn't have a baby. Okay, no, you're just different. Now, if we're talking about multiple babies, well, yeah, we need to talk about some stuff, but how dare you?
Mm-hmm.
And even if that is the case, how about the women who have had children, whether it be out of wedlock or divorced or widowed, but they are still doing positive things to try to course correct and teach? Course correct and teach. That's as if that doesn't matter at all. And I think that's unfortunate.
Well, can I ask a question that can kind of push back?
Mm-hmm.
So the thing about it is I will agree that, well, I'm gonna say, do you guys agree that a woman who does prioritize not having a child before marriage is better than a woman who doesn't?
Is a woman better than another woman?
No, I'm
She made a
saying
better
like,
decision. She made a better decision. She's not a better person. She made better decisions.
okay, I just kind of wanted to ask because, I will say it, just because I'm a single parent and I may feel a certain dagger about the message, I don't think that I would have married. I mean, I would have married before I had a child. You know what I'm saying? Instead of playing house and all of that we talk about. But when we say stuff like dating and things like that, do you guys believe that even champion the message of dating and trying to prevent getting pregnant while dating? Do you think dating in itself can produce you a child? Or like, how should we go about mating with each other if in the dating process most women are getting pregnant? You know what I'm saying? They're not, because you're going to have sex while you're dating.
Yeah. So it's again, leveraging the boom boom, leveraging your womb. So those are great conversations that we've had. And I think even with you and me talking from a perspective of, why you should wait, because we're actually living it. The co-parenting, how hard it is on the child. TJ, you've lived it, but you've remarried. And so now you can talk about the remarriage. So these are conversations that need to be had, but yet are those conversations, are we qualified to have them? Yeah, because we're actually living through it. And this is something that I know how hard it is. And it's, don't be like me kind of idea. Okay, I get it, but don't be like you in what way? Like, what are the problems that we're really having? And what are the women that are saying it's hard? Because those are the stories that need to be heard. But again, those absolutely marry before you carry. And I've always said that. The reason why I say that, because you don't want to be with your child asking questions, why I gotta go over here. I'm tired of going back and forth. I just want to be in one place. Those are hard conversations to have with your child.
Well, somebody put in there a question if some people are better than others. It depends on how you want to answer that. But I say, for me, I say the woman who, I'll just use my daughter. My daughter is a prime example. She is the first in my family to have done it the correct way. She went to school. She met her husband in college. They got married. Then they had my granddaughter. So yes, she did it the right way. Does it make her better? It makes her choices better. But I could say, because I have more education than someone, that I'm better than them. No, my choices were better, and depending on who you're asking. Does it mean that you're a better person? Not necessarily. Your choices may have been better depending on your outcome, but it doesn't mean you're better.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why, I mean, you know, I'm gonna always give y'all provoked thought. I think us having different thoughts is what makes a good conversation. I would say you are your choices. So if you have a history of making bad choices, you know what I'm saying? One might say you're not better than someone who has a history of making good choices. That's why I kind of asked that, just to see what y'all thought.
Yeah. And let me go, because I wanted to go over this, because this is something that in the space people quote. 70% of women have children. You're more likely to become a baby mama than to be with a man with no child. Okay. So another thing about this space is that, again, with the blind loyalty, that just because you hear a quote doesn't make it true. I'm trying to figure out when we're going to become more intellectually sound. I'm trying to figure out when we as adults are not just going to hear something and repeat it over and over again when it's not true. Let me bring up some stats real quick. All right. Now, this is off the blackdemographics.com. They get their sources from the Census Bureau. But I want to bring this out because I am tired of people quoting something. I want to get the numbers correct. That out of all children, 70% of these children are born to two-parent households. And this is how they're born. In the Black community, 42% of children are born with two parents. 46% of children are born mother only, living mother only, 5%, 7%. Let me break these numbers down. Let me just go to this. All right. And let me clarify again, I'm sorry. 70% of children live, with two parents. Out of Black children, 42% of children live with two parents. So it is not 70% of Black children being raised by a single mother. That is incorrect. And if we keep saying the wrong information, then we're going to believe it and tote it and then degrade people for this and that, and it's just wrong. Please do your research before you start quoting what people are saying on the internet. Most of these people aren't qualified to tell you anything. None of us are scientists, lawyers, doctors. You got TLA, which makes him different, but that's why he's so big, because he's actually qualified to talk about things. But 95% of us are not. And you're getting fed information to people that don't even live out what they're saying to you. They saying one thing, get off these streams and do a whole something else. And then you quote it and you believe it. Let's break down the living arrangements. Black children live in arrangement details. 38% of that 42% they're married to each other. 4% living with two parents. They're not married, they're stacking up. Out of that 46% mother only, it's 31% that was never married to the man. 31% of single mothers that was never married are raising children. 1% is widowed. 7% is divorced. 5% is separated. 3% that's living with the father. 3% was never married, widowed, divorced. These are 1% separated. These are the particular numbers. But again, this is also how you pander. It's not doing your due diligence as a content creator to do the research. 7% living with neither. So 7% of children don't have a parent present, whether it's mom not there, dad's not there, maybe living with their grandparents. But these are the stats, you guys. This is it. This is off the Census Bureau. Comments? Anyone? Were you surprised at those numbers?
No.
No, but again, I think, someone's going to say, that can't be right. That can't, that can't be right.
No, it's of course. Because we've been hearing the thing over and over again. And YouTube people, these content creators will indoctrinate you and believe the grass is purple. But then if you don't go outside and look at it and do your own due diligence, then you're repeating something and you look foolish when someone comes and tells you the truth.
I think sometimes it's easier to, like, if you represent or you have one flaw or things that somebody you may have said something, like, for example, they're going to keep bringing up the pink book lesson with you. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. If you have a moment, like even with me, can't live things down and I'm totally different from certain things that may have done. We've all done it. But when you're on camera, you can't really control what people choose to keep putting you in this box. Some people want to keep you there because you represent the women that are the problem with this. I don't like you because of this. And even after this ain't even going to matter how well you make a good point.
Oh, I know.
What matters is I don't like you. You're this. I'm going to keep saying this to you. I'm going to even come everywhere you are to say this to you because I'm not going to say you don't have a point. It's just it's you I don't like. For whatever that reason is. So I think it's not that they're ignoring it. It's like most of our people don't even read. Like, you ever seen people on Facebook, they're so quick to share an article just because the title, but the article itself is not even about the title. But the title says that we don't read beyond what's there. We look for social media and we say, hey, this says this. Like you said, people are still repeating stats that aren't even the stats anymore. Yeah. But because it supports what I'm about to say, or because this sounds like a popular message, I'm going to keep saying it because I know most people want to hear this. And when you have a platform, some people just want to say stuff that they know their audience wants them to say, not necessarily something in the growth. It's like, okay, I'm going to step out on faith and actually show that maybe what I said is this. That nobody's going to take the route of actually trying to be better or through the ugly part. That's confidence. That's courage to do that. Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? Everybody doesn't have that type of spirit about it.
And I want to comment too, because for Bilal for saying that, this ain't a shot to you because I believe the shit too. I was also in YouTube believing what everybody was telling me because I would be like, why would anybody want to lie? But that's foolish. People lie. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. But sometimes given to the right person, they'll misconstrue it and change it up. Another thing. And that's in the space that I just want to clarify too, because I hear it all the time. And it's 20% of the men is impregnating all the women. How does that even make sense? Do y'all really think 20% of men is impregnating all the women? All of them? Like, if we even just think a little bit and use our little heads and be like, man, that's a whole lot of fucking these men are doing. Gee, all there. Let me show you guys this. We learning today. This is off the census, United States Census. What people keep saying and referencing 20% of the men, 20% of the men is, let's look at this chart because they're not finishing it out. The age of 15 and 19. We're going to look at the black men right here. Well, 20, we'll do black. Here we go. 20 to 29. That's the kind of darker purple. Is right here, 24.9. So from the age, black dads, from 20 to 29, 24.9% are fathers. Do you see how people messing up the numbers? Because they're eliminating the age. They're just saying 20% of the black men is impregnating all the black women, which is not true. This is from 20 to 29. But you got to finish it out, people. So then when they turn 30 to 39, it changes to 62.5% become fathers. So it's not 20%. And then when they hit the age of 40, 80.5. And this is off the census. These are the numbers. So in actuality, between the ages of 15 and 49, 80.5% of black men are fathers.
It appears that Freedom's Journal has some pushback. Did you want to address that?
What is he saying? That is not what is being measured. I think she simply does not understand the chart. Freeman's Journal, I don't even know why you're here, because you have so much smoke and you talk so much Cash Money shit about me in everybody's chat, because I'm in everybody's chat. I go on everybody's panel. I'm on Edward Anderson. I talk to Pablo Frescobar, because I'm not scared to talk to anybody, because I'm not on here pandering. I get on a little podcast. I'm there because what I say is what I believe, and I'm not scared to talk or get challenged by anyone, because I'm not here trying to try to create a facade. This is me. I am reading off the census, but because it doesn't push that narrative, now people don't believe it. So now we're having conversations like Kevin Samuel used to have when he used to present facts and stats. And it was, oh no, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Well, someone told me, well, I live in the hood, so that ain't true. Because you live in the hood, it's not true. Stop. Present me with something else, Freeman, if that's not true. Present it. Put what you have that shows that black children are being raised, 70% of single mothers, they're raising them. Put it in there, but you can't. Put it in the chat that 20% of black men in general are impregnating all the women. Put the link in there. If I'm wrong, prove me wrong. If not, hush that up. So let's go back in my story. How does one become a panderer? How does one change from not wanting to degrade just one group of people? How does one change? Well, let's look at the timeline. And in some of these clips, like I said, I put it together and I was like, wow, okay. Let me get your ideas of, which one do I want to play next? I have so much. Let me think. Which one do I want to talk about? So many. Let's talk about this one. Let's just go.
If I'm using my platform to reach as many young girls as possible, but then you're accusing me of pandering, then I need to know. I need to correct my ways, because the future children, like we're doing this for the community. We're doing it for the children. So
is that not what I said that I got criticized for? That we need to be focused on the community and children?
Yeah, you got a thumbnail with you crying about it.
Because I was talking about, why are we not talking about children in the community? Why are we not caring about our children? And I got clipped up, made fun of, but yet you saying the exact same thing as me. Houseway.
if I'm pandering, please feel free to call me out.
In general, the Black community.
Now I'm going to play this because this is going to dead it. It's going to dead it. Because when we talk about pandering, and saying something that someone wants you to say to make them feel good. Do you guys understand pandering and what it is? I think I got in one of these videos, but
I think it's leveraging to your advantage to get what you want. Is that not leverage?
Yeah. So, the passport bros are a big thing right now. Everybody's talking about the passport bros. And I have gone on record multiple of times saying, do what you want to do. But for those that want to work on the community, that's what this page is for, is that I am a proud American. I'm a proud Southern woman, and I have lineage here. My family did fight. My family did die. My family is Army. And so I have a sense of wanting to continue to fight of what my ancestors died for. And I've been very, very solid on it. I've been very consistent. And there's no video that you can see that has me flipping and flopping. That's been my complete stance since I've been on here. And then I saw this. And I was like, because now it's passport this and passport that. But 6 months ago, it was this.
Community is trash. Let us go date out. Not saying that.
You're not saying to date out? Ain't that what passport bros do?
Right? And Nikas did not say that on Monday. I would understand that part if he was like, oh yeah, let's go date out. White people are better. Let's go get your passport. Save yourself, black men. Okay.
She's not telling nobody to get her passport. She's not telling anyone. That's not what she's saying. Well, here, she's saying that now. But 6 months ago, that wasn't the case. It was work on the community. I'm not telling you to get your passports. I'm not telling you to go your own way. I want to work on the community. This is just 6 months ago. So what changed?
The message.
We women got worse.
Right? I'm not saying, hey, let's dash where the black community and go our own way and go date out because Brad is better.
I'm not saying go your own way. So when the MGTOW movement jumps back up, because everything always comes full circle. So when MGTOW comes back up, she's not telling anybody to go MGTOW, but I put 1,000. This is going to be the #1 champion of MGTOW.
And Brad community is better, and that community is better than our community. We're not comparing, right? We're like saying, hey, the black community is currently trash. It's not necessarily comparing, right? We're not comparing. We're just saying, hey, we need to do the work. We need to do something. We need to talk about it. And these are the things that we need to do. And the first thing we can do is to protect our image.
Which I agree. So she ain't saying nothing that don't protect your image. Absolutely.
That sounds like your message.
It's everything that I said is what she said. But then something changed. Is it a bad and we don't know. Someone said maybe it's an evolution. Is it an evolution?
Black Lexicon said it's not what changed. It always what? Wait a minute.
I don't know.
I can't.
He said it's not what changed. It's always what changed it. So he's saying like what changed it. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
That's good. Let's see.
I didn't know some of these people have blind followers. I simply need to tell you what you want to hear. And then your pockets open up, right?
The idea of pandering.
Right? I simply have to tell you what you want to hear, and you open your pockets up and you give me all your money, right? These people aren't vetted, right? These are charlatans in our communities. They finesse our people, right? They create all these scams.
What is pandering? To do or provide exactly what a person or a group wants, especially when it's not acceptable, reasonable, or approved of, usually in order to get some personal advantage.
I say again, leverage. Leverage.
Leverage.
Yeah, leverage that box.
My channel do draw a lot of men's attention for a reason, because I'm saying what men like to hear.
So she's telling you. My page gets a lot of attention because I'm saying things that men like to hear. That's what pandering is.
Right? I'm saying what I mean, we can't argue. We can be honest and say that men are liking what I'm saying, right?
Yes.
Intentions. I don't care what her intentions are. I don't care why she's here. I only care that she is here.
Yeah.
And we paying her for the privilege. Chantel, how many $500 super chats did you get in the last 3 or 4 days? How many $100 super chats did you get in the
I've
last 4
lost
days?
count.
You lost count. That's right. You know why?
Yeah, that's right, girl.
Because she gonna say what we want her to say.
So why did it change? Was it evolution?
Did he say she gonna say what we want her to say? Is that what he said?
Yes.
It sounds like pimping. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
She's gonna say what we want her to say. It is pimping. You gonna get on this strip,
and pimping ain't easy.
But somebody,
I know my dad was one.
That's right, baby. Just like
you belong to us.
Yeah, as soon as you pay for that lap dance.
I don't.
And it meets their approval, and they pay for it, and they say, "You go, keep talking that talk. We're taking care of you." And what's wrong with that? And she's providing them. Wait. And she is providing what it is that they want. It's called a reciprocal relationship.
Leveraging. A reciprocal relationship.
What's a reciprocal relationship when men pay us and we give them what they want? You said this education. I'm just asking a question.
Being an escort, prostitution,
OnlyFans with your clothes on. I guess.
But if it's on YouTube, it's transactional, right?
Let me put this up because it's absolutely right. This is true in politics too, and you're absolutely right. It's called identity politics. It's singling out a group, telling them they're oppressed and doing all this to try to get votes. This is the reason why you can have a bite and say, if you don't vote for me, you're not black. This is why you can have a Hillary Clinton say, well, I got hot sauce in my bag, swag. That's why. Because she's pandering to you. He's telling you what you want to hear, what makes you feel comfortable, what eases you to get your vote. It doesn't mean that this is authentic, but because people are not asking the questions, because the people aren't vetting the folks, and they're taking people off face values, the whole Democratic Party is built on Black folks' emotions. And if I can get and string to their emotions and make them feel good, then I got their vote. And then once they are hired on, elected in, then what? You stay in the same thing. And this is the reason why we don't have any growth. We can't grow. We can't do or be any better because you want these Joel Osteen's, I'm going to make you feel good sermons on YouTube without any growth, without being honest. But they know that if I can tell you something to make you feel good, then I'm going to get paid and I'm going to go home about my merry little business. And you have people and right now telling you, yes, she's getting paid to tell you what we want to hear. That's it. Now, if this is your forte, if this is what you want to do, that's fine. But over here, we're not doing that. We're trying to be as honest with integrity as much as possible that we can. And if I make a mistake, I make a mistake, but we're going to talk about it and grow from it. The next show is going to be off of being better off that mistake. Being better.
And also, when you're being authentic, doesn't necessarily mean that someone's going to agree with your perspective. You're still giving your authentic self. And again, take from it what you will.
Do you
but you're
think
being true to your message?
But okay, so if we compare this to politics, right? If we compare this to politics, why is our community always behind, but we're the ones that they want to get our vote? Do you think it's a problem with pandering to the emotions of a person to say, okay, I'm paying you to say what we want to say? Or do you think that on YouTube it's different because they need a female to be out front to say what they wish they could say?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think when you have a woman in space that can say, because, if a man said half of the stuff that Chantel said and a lot of these content creators said, they would be Andrew Tated.
I mean,
they'll be done. They'll be done. So a lot of times these conversations are easier if I can get a woman to say what I want her to say. Because she's going to have more leeway, especially being a Black woman, degrading and always talking bad about Black women. Then that's what? That's the plug.
Yeah, because you have another Black sister. See, even that Black woman knows how messed up you guys are, and she's on our program. And she's cute. And she's and she can tell you how effed up you guys are.
See, and that's again with my journey here and what I've had to learn, and what it is there is a lot of people that thought that was me. There's a lot of people that thought that I was going to be the big black woman with the switch and start switching these girls into place. And then in my shows, when I started talking about other topics, or I didn't, especially when I was on Lapeef and I didn't get at Kay like they wanted me to, or get at Kayla like they wanted me to. It was, oh no, you're with the sister code now. Or when I went up against Amira and her racist rhetoric, what? You are a chameleon. You are this. Because I'm not that. I'm no pick me. And I think it's ridiculous that you have 30-plus-year-old women talking about they're a pick-me. That sounds juvenile. Adults don't have conversations like this in real life. There's none man, grown man of business that's going around saying, Courtney, are you a pick-me? What kind of conversation is that's lame? Men don't ever ask, are you a pick-me? That's childlike conversations. The conversations that need to be, what type of woman are you? Are you a Christian? Are you a Muslim? Why do you believe what you believe? That's how you start vetting people. Courtney, why do you believe in gender roles? Well, in my Bible, it specifically says that women were created to be the helpmate. That's why. And I believe in Jesus. And this is the reason why. I go to church. You're going to go to church with me. These are conversations. Get to the why. But no one does that. It's if I am the face of telling or poking the bear and doing all this, then that's it. No one cares about the whys. They just gonna pay you to say what they want you to say. And that ain't healing. It's not. Let's finish this out.
It works all over the world. It works. I provide something to you, and you provide something to me in return. And we're going to keep going round and round until one of us gets tired. But usually, guess what happens? When it's done right, when it's done correctly, it don't stop. Wait, let me finish. The minute she stops providing the information and the talking points and the things that the men feel like need to be heard is the minute they can cut off the flow.
Like cut your water off?
Does she look uncomfortable at this point? Is it me? And to me, I think she looks a little uncomfortable because I think, again, I can be wrong. It's like, I think he's talking about me.
Well, he
Well, no,
is.
he is. He's just saying like the minute she stops saying what we pay her to say is the minute we stop effing with her. I mean, it's kind of like you get the slack. Anytime you have balanced conversation where you have one opinion, you kind of have equal accountability or self-accountability, or you talk and your message starts to change and grow, it's not keeping us there. Like sometimes people like to be like at the bottom fighting for the crumbs instead of actually doing what it takes to climb. So it's kind of like, look at all this heat you get. I would rather get the slander from women because these men are vicious when you don't say and move the way they want in this space. Like, honestly, like if we can be transparent, they will follow you from platform to platform. They will be in chats to say it. They will be everywhere, like females, to throw rocks at you because you are not who we want you to be. And you be like, I don't even fucking know you. You know what I'm saying? But they really, the hate is real. So it's kind of like everybody can't take that. That takes a certain type of tough skin to have to still get on camera and still be who you are, knowing that so many people hate you just because you're not saying what they want you to say. Like you have to be a female simp in a sense, but we hate simps. But we want females to be fake, even though they don't have the results. They're only going to say you don't have the results when you say something they don't want to hear. Other than that, your results don't matter. Even though I'm saying what I'm saying is the message, and if everybody does this, we're gonna get somewhere far. They're not gonna say, "Lucky, where your man at? It's been 2 years since you've been saying this on your content. Where he at, sis?" They're not gonna say that because you saying what men online want you to say. The minute you start saying something different based on your personal journey, where your man at? Where's this? Where's that? We looking. We don't see him. Put your business out there. It's like a you damn if you do, you damn if you don't.
Here's something too. Is men, and again, we have to, for some reason, kind of break it down on a very elementary level. Women and men are different. We're different. So what you think is not always what I'm going to think because I am different than you. My ideas are going to be different. Any woman that just has no difference of opinion, that just every single thing is just saying the exact same thing that men are saying, is either lying or they're a man themselves. There is no reason and no woman on earth that is going to 100% agree with everything that you say because we're different. If you find, and again, this is learned because again, I don't know, and I hope that there's probably some men that think this, that they think that they're going to have or find a woman that is going to agree with everything that they say, and that's not realistic. I'm not going to think everything that you think. And my think is going to be different sometimes because of how I was raised, and I'm a woman. And guess what? Women are emotional. We're not all just logical. No, there's emotion that comes out of a feminine woman because we care a little too much sometimes, for those that generally do. Anyone that's told I'm just logical, is a man. And quite frankly, why would anyone want to be with someone that's completely like them? I don't need my man acting like a woman. That's why I'm with you, because you're supposed to teach me a little something that I didn't know, or guide me a little bit better. As a man, you shouldn't want your woman to think like you. For what? That's what your homeboys are for. Your woman's supposed to give you another perspective, another eye. We're supposed to use our intuition to show you something a little bit different. If we're in a car, I need my side view mirrors to help me on this journey. You can guide it. You see the front, but baby, I see them sides. And let me tell you, be careful turning into this next lane because I see a car. Oh, baby, I didn't see that car. I know, but that's why you have me, to help.
So stop acting like there's something wrong with that. There isn't. It puts power in your hand.
The power of the woman, the power of pandering, puts power in these women's hands to get paid to say what you want to hear. Oh, it's powerful. Ty City came up with this idea, and yeah, I paid my 10 to get in, Ty, okay? So I can quote you. Said that there is a thing called subscriber supremacy. And the bigger content creators get, they think they're superior. They think they're bigger and have some kind of they're smarter than the average Joe because they got bigger subscribers. That don't mean you qualified for shit. So a lot of times these content creators get bigger and bigger and bigger and think that they have some kind of supreme or some authority. And I'm here to tell you, baby, the only authority in this world is God. And your opinion can get questioned. And if you are pandering, we can call it out. And I don't care how many subscribers you got. Subscriber supremacy. And that's what he said. And yeah, I'm quoting because it's true.
Hold on, Dale Jones, check this out. I'm wearing my wig that I want to wear.
Wait.
I'm wearing the wig that Mr. Randolph likes.
We focus now. Okay? So I don't.
It's just like being at a comedy place. You're gonna have hecklers. You're gonna have people that come in. Yeah, like, they don't have to like us. I'm not here to be liked.
Yeah, I don't. Y'all know I told you I don't care anymore. If you don't like it, then bye. But it is what it is. And truth, accountability don't look good. And it's funny how y'all love me holding everybody else, the women that y'all have a problem with. Y'all talk about Kayla. You talked about Kay, and you love when I hold them accountable. But you don't want me to hold accountable to someone that you idolize. Even when they're on here telling you that they're getting paid to tell you what you want to hear. But you don't want that because you idolize someone. That don't fly with me. Ain't nobody.
And if you do, just be honest about it.
Yeah.
Just be honest about it. I don't care what she says. I'm taking it hook, line, and sinker. I like to look at her when she's saying it, and I don't care. Just be honest.
Just be honest. Now, you know, the idea of femininity and what it is to be feminine. And I think that's a big talking point that everybody in this space, and femininity. There was a show that Nathan Daly was on with her that talked about femininity, but he brought up something that I thought was interesting that I never really heard, you know, a man say what he thinks is feminine. And that's being humble. And I agree with him. Thinking that you are better than someone, first, is not biblically correct or sound. And second, just because your sin is different doesn't mean that you're not a sinner. You just sinning something different, or you didn't get caught. But ain't nobody better than nothing. People make better decisions. But am I better than anybody? No. It's by God's grace that I'm here. It's by his grace. Because I should have been dead and gone a long time ago. But because of his grace is why I'm here. And I'm not better than anybody. I might have made some better decisions. But then on the flip side, I've made some bad decisions. But I learned from it. And I'm becoming a better me, not better than anybody else, because we have this long journey that we have to do by ourselves and you're going to be held accountable for what you do. But trust me, one bad decision can change your entire life. So this idea of folks thinking that they are better, you just give it a little bit more time and pray that God gives you grace, because something that he don't like is a prideful person. Pride cometh before fall. Know that. Let's get into this.
It is hard to define, right? I would say it's it's nurturing, right? I would say it's caring, it's receptive, it's graceful, it's supportive, it's intuitive, it's patient, it's loving. I would say it's humble. I would say to me, that's how I look at being feminine. I look at those. There's humility in it, right? There's a sense of humbleness. To a woman that's feminine, there's women can have a conversation.
Do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit, whether in humility, value others above yourself. Philippians 2:3. Value others above self.
And you position yourself as this beacon of femininity. Look at how much better I am than the masses of delegates.
I am better than many women because I am, right? As I said, I am better than the woman who is having kids out of wedlock, who's destroying the household, and who's negatively affecting the community. Now, a woman like that is, if a woman does not fall in that category, it is going to be perceived that I'm better than her. Yes, I am better than her. It just is what it is.
With the set it off braid, she chose violent.
We all in black today, eh? Shut out.
I mean, but men would say that though. Like, men would say she is better, even though like we keep saying to hit the wall and all of this. Men would say she's better than women who have kids that are her age.
And that's why the super chat it was had. That's exactly what that super chat was. Because you have a lot of women that think they're better, but got all kind of skeletons in that closet and don't want to be forthright and honest. Just because you had a child doesn't mean that you was never pregnant. So does that make you better than me because I decided to give birth? And that's a legit question. No, it doesn't. Because at the end of the day, you still having sex and you're not married. Ain't nobody asked if this person was a virgin.
I mean, well, I guess we would ask the men, do they want women over 30 with no kids?
Well, yeah, I'm sure.
They would have to.
But that's not, but here's the thing though. You're not better than me because you didn't get caught. Because you're still doing the same thing that puts people in a predicament. It's your behavior. You being better than me means that you're, if you have that idea that you are, is that you're a virgin. And you're waiting to get married. Not that you having sex with every Tom, Dick, and Harry and you just didn't get pregnant. No,
you didn't have a dusty on your couch.
A slut is a slut, and not trying to take it there, but let's be completely honest. But no one wants to have this conversation. You just didn't get caught. That's it. Ain't nobody saying nothing about, is somebody celibate? That makes you better. I decided to abstain because I don't want to partake in any kind of activity that might make me become pregnant. That is the conversation. Talk about that, but no, it's just baby mom, baby mom. But you still partaking in the, you still out there messing around. You still got men up in your life. That's what you ask.
So body count.
Right. But no one wants to ask that. But again, that's why you have the pander, because I don't have to go that route. Because ain't nobody going to ask. Men are just going to just give me money for saying what they want to hear. But however, when you vet and when you ask the questions, if it's important, well, okay, well, you ever been to Parenthood then? Because if you so much better than all the baby mamas, that means you don't partake in the behavior that creates baby mamas. That is the whole point. Save yourself for marriage. If you didn't, then become celibate then. Use protection then. Okay, these are the conversations, but it's not just you're a horrible baby mama, so I'm better than you because I didn't have no child. No, you just didn't get caught.
Because if we're going to keep it one thou wow, regrettably, there are many virgins who got pregnant the first time. So is the person that got pregnant the first time they had sex worse than the person that didn't get pregnant but had multiple partners?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't get pregnant. I'm asking for a friend.
Yeah. TJ, Marcus had a question. Did you want to answer his question? Do you still have it?
Yeah, I put it as
Go ahead and you can read that out.
It says for TJ, but from the moment you were a younger lady to your age now, would you say you grew with more wisdom in how you handle situations better? Yes, in some instances, yes, in some instances, no. I'm still human. I'm a firecracker. I would say yes, I've gained wisdom by virtue of the fact of the choices I make in a relationships, parenting, career, all that. But yeah, I'm still in me. I'm still in there. And it's funny because again, I am married to Mr. Randolph, and he hasn't seen the side of me that can get with you, but she's still there. She's still there.
Well, let's talk about this because I think it's interesting that people think that these folks talking about femininity, that they're just completely feminine and then that's just it, even though they lived a whole life modern and twerking and doing all this. No, you make better decisions. You learn how to control your emotions. You learn how to maybe shut up when it's not needed. You learn to be more empathetic. You learn to be more caring. But these are behaviors that then turn into habits.
Mm-hmm.
However, some of that stuff is still in you because that's how you was raised. My grandmama, old school grandmama, love her husband, was till him to he passed, great mom, 8 kids and all that, but will still get with you. And could cuss you out like a sailor at times if need be, because that was still in her. Yeah. Doesn't make anyone less. You just learn how to control it more. You learn how to conduct yourself a lot better. Then when you make better decisions, you have better outcomes. That's just the more realistic conversation that we need to be having. And it don't take that much. It just make better decisions. And you get better outcomes. And this is the decision that I made, and this is decision that I'm doing now, which is just a better outcome. So therefore, the proof is in the pudding. And that's it.
Well, you have some people who disagree that feel like, I just seen, they said it's the exception to the rule. So like with that, do you think the message is more problematic to say that, or do you think it's more beneficial to make people know that you just learn from your mistakes? Because it's kind of like, if we're comparing it, I don't compare myself to a woman who doesn't have children. You know what I'm saying? Nor do I think I should get a man that does not have children. A lot of men who have children already. They want women with children. You know what I'm saying? If they're out here dating, you have the women who've been married, who divorced, they have to go somewhere with their children. So it's like, I don't really compare myself to other women. I just compare myself to who I was. But in this space, it just seems like we have to compare ourselves to other people to seem like we're better. So is it like, do men want us to say, as single mothers, I'm just saying every single mother, or a single person who's a mother, let me put it like that. A single person who's a mother, do they want us to say, we're done, like go get the women who are 30 something and older who you can marry and have kids by them? Or like, what do y'all think they want us to say? Like, I'm confused on that part. Like, should we just be up here talking crap about ourselves? You know what I'm saying?
No. You be honest and authentic to you. To hell what people got to say about you. You do good for you. You do right by people. And that energy is going to come. As much as people talk shit about me, I get just as many people that be like, Courtney, you got this. You good. Many people that say, don't nobody want a baby mama. First, they don't say that in the DMs. Like, let's just be honest. And these are just talking points. But then it's also men that are like, you know what? You're an awesome mom. And this is why I'm dating you, Courtney, because I have a child. And if you're going to be with me, I need to make sure that you have the essence of what a wife is and also what a mother is. And I see it in you and I see it in your child, because your child is the fruit of who you are.
And that's what that's what I call my daughter. And interestingly enough, when I was raising her, I dated men and actually I purposely sought out. I preferred to date men that had children because I had a child. I did not compare myself, like you said, to women who didn't have children. But I think, to Lucky's question, they would rather us say, we're a wretch, we're flawed, we're not worthy. So we should just, be lucky if anybody wants you. Kiss my ass.
You just don't. And I say this, and I've said this to guys, and I say it to women. Don't focus on the people that don't. If you don't want me, don't like me, okay, thank you. You're not wasting, but you saving me time. Thank you. And I focus on the man that loves me, that sees me as an amazing mom, because they see that my child is amazing and smart and bright and loving, because that's the house that I build in here, that spirit of love and truth. And then that's just what you be. And you bring that. That's it. So
you got some more clips?
There is a clip that I saw that I'm gonna bring out just about the idea of being transparent and being honest. And when you pander, or when you set out to have a message and then it changes because you're told that you're going to get paid by doing what we tell you to do because we own you. I think that's what he said. Then your story starts flip-flopping because it's not authentic and it's not honest. And that's one thing that I can tell you, is that when you're dealing with someone that lies, then their story gets confused and stuff don't start making sense. When you're honest, then your story makes sense because you ain't got to make up nothing. Like I said before, my streams, your streams, Lucky, and also TJ, is consistent. So you can pull up something from a year ago and today, you're going to hear the same ideas that I had. It might change up on how I maybe come across it as far as my tone or digging in deeper, blah, 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 blah. But my goal and what I believe is what I believe. You're not going to hear me changing up about gender roles. You're not going to hear me change up about community building, because that's who I am. And the day that I change and I start saying F them gender roles, F the community, then you got to be like, what happened to Courtney? Something happened. And then that should be questioned. Let me play this.
If I'm a chameleon, call up and prove it. Anybody can use these clips. Anybody can use these clips.
Because we get too caught up in this label. So what if I'm here for the bag? So what if I have a Pookie and Ray Ray or...
So what if I'm here for the bag? So what if I'm with a Pookie and Ray Ray? Are we? It matters. Or maybe it doesn't. But again, when you start pandering, then everything becomes so convoluted. So I don't know what matters, but it matters to me.
This is from where?
This is okay. Did people take y'all can pull this up?
Someone said it was taken out of context.
Well, then they can put it and say the right context if it was.
Well, even if she meant it, meaning like it shouldn't matter what's going on in our personal life. It shouldn't matter what goes on in ours either, even if our message is different.
So what if I'm here for the bag? So what if I'm with a Pookie and Ray Ray, nigga? Huh? Wait a minute.
From with content creators who identify themselves a part of the manosphere, because we get too caught up in this label. So what if I'm here for the bag? So what if I have a Pookie and Ray Ray or whatever? I come on and I say I'm sharing my perspective, I'm sharing my story, and I'm saying, hey, they encourage me to go to school, they encourage me to get a
So what? So what? So what? So what? What do you mean, so what? What do you mean, so what?
to be having panels talking about, oh, is she fake? Is she trying to be in the manosphere? Is she stealing her talking points? If we cannot just see how juvenile that is.
See, downplaying it.
Reality that there is a possibility I may never get married only because of how my upbringing was. So that's why I share my story so young girls don't have to repeat my mistakes, right?
This is Chantel Simone when she first came to the space. Now remember, she said there's no chance that she's gonna get married. Let's go.
Question real quick. Let me ask you: would you trade your bachelor education for a husband right now?
Most definitely.
Okay, and this second question: what is stopping you from getting a husband right now? Literally.
This Ramil applying pressure. What is stopping you from getting a husband right now?
I know you got hella suitors. I mean, come on now. I'm like, you got hella even on this chat right now. What is stopping you right now from having a husband? You probably got 3 proposals a week.
I'm laughing. I'm laughing because I'm intentionally, but I'm just waiting on the date.
Are you waiting on the man? Or are you waiting on the date?
No, I already have that. A good one at that.
Okay,
I already have that.
You're engaged to get married right now.
I'm planning on speaking on that on my channel, but basically, yes. I didn't want to announce it yet, though. But yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So she was supposed to be married or getting married, but now she might never ever get married. But then has a weird obsession with Idris Elba that is a married actor that's a fake. And then people are saying, well, she's just saying that people are going to say this and that or whatever, but in her own words.
Looking at the person's results is important too, because as you said earlier, Game Changer, there's two, you could be having the point, but the means and then the goal. If my goal is to say, hey, let's start having more 2-parent households in the Black community, and I'm not contributed to more 2-parent households in the Black community, am I just talking just to talk because I'm like, oh, these talking points are hot, or am I actually preaching, living, practicing what I preach, living the life how I live it? And it's just like,
so she's telling you that but that's what I'm saying. But again, people will, the folks that they idolize, they won't hold accountable because they are saying what they want to hear, even if it's a lie. So what if I'm with a Pookie or Ray Ray? So what am I in it for the bag? But then saying that I need to live how I'm like, come on, it's the contradictions. But it's because I don't have to live what I'm saying. I don't have to believe it because I am getting paid to do what men are telling me to do. That's it. And I don't have to go back and forth with someone that panders because it's not authentic. It's not going to be a good faith argument because I don't know what Chantel I'm getting. I'm either getting the one that wants Black love.
I'm bringing awareness. But okay, you bring awareness. How long are you going to bring awareness for until you start brainstorming ways finding solution problems. And as I said, you can't claim that you are for Black love. You cannot claim that Black lives matter if your channel is dedicated to highlight the flaws in Black men or highlight the flaws in Black women. And this is a no shade video. I'm not coming on here to talk crap about any content creator or criticize anybody. I'm coming from is to promote Black love. And I went on
to promote Black. So am I talking to the one that wants to promote Black love? To the one that had a.
If I'm using my platform to reach as many young girls as possible, but then you're accusing me of pandering, then I need to know. I need to correct my ways, because the future children, like we're doing this for the community. We're doing it for the children. So if I'm
okay, which one?
Whose children? Our children?
No, I guess maybe the Pook and Ray Ray's kids that people call bastard child. So are we doing it for Black love, or are we doing it for the children? I don't know which one I'm getting. All I'm seeing is somersaults on everything. It's inconsistent. And that's why I can't feed into this. I'm done. I'm over it. She can say everything in the book about me because she's a liar. She's a panderer. She's not authentic and doesn't want to have a real conversation. So there's no reason to feed into someone that's not honest or truthful or genuine. Because all I'm going to get is a talking point of what's hot right now. But next year it's going to change to what's hot right now. You can't trust no one that's like that. And this is also, again, what I'm saying is a learning lesson. You need figure out that past, look at that past, look at mama and them and how they was raised. Don't go off nobody, off no face value, because people will tell you what they want to get what they want from you. It's leverage. Talking about leveraging the poom poom. You're leveraging your whole freaking platform to get what you want.
You know, and here's the thing. If, I think someone put it in a comment, if her perspectives have changed and there's a reason for the perspective, because, you know, certain situations and certain circumstances, experiences can cause one's perspective to change. But if there's a flip-flop and people notice it, I would say, well, yeah, I did think this way, but this is why I changed, as opposed to just one day I'm this way and the other next day I'm a different way without any transition.
That's no, because if one person can have a message like Courtney or you or me, and we could say something, and then it's like if you say something else, the first dagger you throwing is chameleon or all these YouTube terms. It should be across the board. You should not be selective with your, especially if these are the men we're supposed to be listening to. If you want our message to go along with what you say, y'all need to first be consistent. Or should we separate the men? Like, do some people have more lames following them? That men that are just incels? Or do some people have more, like, what the hell are we supposed to think up here? Women are naturally confused. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you're going to say one thing and it's like, no, the justification is this. No, that's too many moving parts. Have a point, say what you want from women, and let us all stick to it and hold us to that standard. I'm cool with shame. I'm cool with it. But the thing is that don't shame me for something you're not shaming the next person. Now, just to take it off me in general, don't shame one person for something you're not shaming another person on, because it makes your message inconsistent unless we're just supposed to be here for the dollar. You know, it's just like, what the hell are we talking about?
Yeah. Let me put, because I want to respond to this. Courtney just talked to Chantel. I've tried.
So have I.
Right. Ain't no talking when someone wants to make money off of you and don't give a damn. Everybody ain't like everybody are on here for the same reason. It's not. It's going to be multiple videos that she does about this because it's content strategy. That's it. That's why I'm not taking nothing that little lady say serious. For what? You doing too much? Let me tell you what's doing too much. It's all the videos she did on me.
Another one. Another one. Another one. Another one. And another one. And another one.
12 seconds later.
Another one. Another one. Another one. Another one. Another one. And another one. And another one. Another one. Another one. Another one. Another one. Another one. And another one. Another one. Another one.
I'm taking it too far.
Another one.
Are we
Another
serious? Go
And
to her
another
page. It's all Courtney.
And another
right. It's enough.
12 seconds later.
Another one. Another one. Another one. Another one. Another one. And another one. And another one. Another one. Another one. Another one. Another one. Another one. And another one. And another one.
I'm tired.
You are stupid.
I am tired. You taking it too far. No, I'm not. Do people think that I'm not going to defend myself when I'm literally getting talked about by this content creator over and over again? Not only me, but the people that I rock with and taking things out of context, keep doing it to Trill, another one, TJ, another one. Lucky, you going to get in there, another one. Like, come on.
I'm already the dyke. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it don't. Alan, another. It's like, come on. One more time for the people in the back.
Another one. Another one. Another one. Another one. And another one. And another one.
12 seconds later.
Another one. Another one. Another one. Another one. Another one. And another one. And another one. Another one. Another one. Another one. Another one. Another one. And another one. And another one.
It's content strategy. That's it. So I'm like, leave me alone, lady. And it won't stop. It's gonna be 3 or 4 more after. I want to put up. Y'all want to bet me? Y'all know I win my bets.
it's been 3 within the last few days. You going up tomorrow, Courtney?
Oh, it's gonna be so. And it's like, come on. It's so much. But it's content strategy. It's
then, you tried to reach out to her, I think the last few times or whatever, because it wasn't the first time she disrespected you. And then you invited her to your channel, or invited her to have a discussion. She declined. Mm-hmm. When she came for me, not once, not twice, but 3 times, and I would do my response and say, well, why don't you and her talk? I tried. She declined. So again, the contention is she does not want to have a conversation. She just wants to be right. And again, when we're talking about how women should be towards men, when she has allowed them to call Alan Auntie Alan, or calling Trill, calling him a boy or a schoolgirl. So again, like Lucky said, it depends on if you like that person. If you like that person, all the malfeasance is okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's it. So if she likes you, she ain't gonna say nothing. But if she don't, or someone put a battery in her back, then she's gonna go. And the shit is lame. But I said this before. It's completely lame. So again, it's content strategy because people are not intelligent enough to come up with something different. No different topics. You just sit around and look to see what's hot, and then I'm just going to discuss that. Nothing. You're not digging into nothing. You're not doing research. You're not creating. As a content creator, it's create. Instead of putting the men ideas on your back and regurgitating everything that they say. That's not creating. That's stealing. You talking about steal their ass back. They're talking about steal their ass back. No, baby, you stealing every man's point of view and content and regurgitating. You stealing people ideas. Because you're not smart enough to come up with something different on your own. What'd you say, TJ? I'm sorry.
Somebody put in the chat that she did it to Melanie King also.
Well, I know she did it to, so the people that she's attacked, I know Six the Goddess. I don't know Melanie King, but I know you, TJ. I know she's attacking Lucky, multiples of me, multiples of Alan, now Trill. So it's, again, a pattern. It's a pattern of dumb shit, childish, immature, little girl things. And the unproblematic of the group, who coming for Trill and then telling people not to listen to him, that he doesn't know what he's talking about, to call him a schoolgirl, to call him, Trill, a little boy. But then someone gonna comment talking about, would Kevin Samuels be happy? That's sign language. No.
Kevin Samuels supported Crew Season.
Yeah. Just hold up. She definitely came for me, Kay, and we invited her to our show. Well, she's just gonna come with everybody because, again, it's content strategy. But no one says anything about the sign language on her page that she does, completely insulting a whole group of people. But you're not allowed to do that to her because in that sign language, no, be consistent. We know she flip-flops, so it's obviously that her little group of trolls flip-flop too, because they don't have no problem in her doing a thing. But once you defend yourself, then it's a problem. I'm not shutting up. I don't have to. That's it. She the 50 centipede. She's not. No one cares what she has to say. That's why nobody's saying anything. And the only reason why I'm talking about it now, because it just irks my nerves. Not that I have to say anything about it, because, again, like I said, I'm not. But I'm just throwing it out there so you know she's a flip-flopping liar. And it's going to be another one and another one. We call her the DJ Khaled of the space.
And somebody said, are y'all beefing over SYS, BM? Well, whatever. The bottom line is, the answer is no. The bottom line is the discussion here is the inconsistency, one, and the consistent disrespect, two, when she indicated on some of the video clips here that you can have diverging opinions, but why the bashing? She said that herself. Does it no longer apply?
No. She has a whole platform talking about women disrespecting the men. Don't disrespect the man. But then goes and disrespect men. What kind of... So I be feeling like I'm Ray Charles. I be like, y'all don't see... The girl, honey, that is a soul lie. And another, that ain't nothing. I got in the space, again, like I said before, on a panel. I did not start this wanting to be a solo act. I came in on a cast. And I just happened to be solo now. But that's not how it was supposed to be, and that's not what it intended. But growth happened, change happened, and I adapt to change. So I didn't start this platform off for just me. It happened. But I'm consistent. There's not, again, a video that you can pull of me saying something completely different than I'm saying now, because I honestly believe what I'm saying. So no, I'm not up here flip-flopping. And I had people mad at me for whatever reason, and that ain't changed my tune. Because it is what it is. I've just had to learn, like I tell my child, everybody ain't gonna like you. Deal with it. Tough titty. But you be true to yourself. You be your authentic self. And if they gonna rock with you, they gonna rock with you. If not, okay. Then I ain't for you.
Somebody put a super chat in earlier, had a question for you. You've already explained it. It was earlier than that one.
Mm-hmm.
It was before that one. You've already explained it, but they came late. If you want to explain it again.
What's that?
They wanted you to explain the Planned Parenthood thing, but you've already explained it.
Yeah, I mean, I stand by it. People, these women out here that keep saying, I don't have no child, I'm childless, I'm childless. Then you need to ask them, well, are you childless because they wasn't born? Or are you childless because you're doing the behavior that is preventing you to have a child? That's what that's about. And that's a real question that men need to ask. She could be a whole Cynthia G believing, born all the babies, and when you won't know nothing. It's a real question. But y'all don't want to get real. You just want to be fed and talked to and what you want to hear, instead of vetting the people that's giving you this information that y'all are super chatting, giving money to. You need to make sure that they really align with what you're doing, because they'll flip-flop on your ass. Y'all want to take some calls?
Sure.
Let's get the pushback.
I'll be nice. I won't curse much.
I'm the nice one.
I'm not nice.
You on demon time, Courtney.
Today, I'm being honest. And here's the thing. Because
but honesty is not always well received. When you provoke thought that is not what people usually want to think, it's not always easily received. That's why people don't like me. You know what I'm saying? I just ask questions. You just come in, like the little kid that you have, and then they telling all your business, they asking the wrong questions. That's kind of like what it is. People like for you to tell them what they want to hear. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely. While we waiting if someone comes up, I want to play this again because I thought this was the most telling thing for me.
I didn't know some of these people have blind followers. I simply need to tell you what you want to hear, and then your pockets open up, right? I simply have to tell you what you want to hear, and you open your pockets up and you give me all your money, right? These people aren't vetted, right? These are charlatans in our communities. They finesse our people, right? They create all these scams.
Charlatans. I like that word. Pander.
My channel do draw a lot of men's attention for a reason, because I'm saying what men like to hear, right? I'm saying what I mean. We can't argue. We can be honest and say that men are liking what I'm saying, right?
Yes. Intentions. I don't care what her intentions are. I don't care why she's here. I only care that she is here.
Yeah.
And we paying her for the privilege. Chantel, how many $500 super chats did you get in the last 3 or 4 days? How many $100 super chats did you get in the last 4 days? You lost count. That's right. You know why?
Yeah, that's right, girl.
Because she gonna say what we want her to say.
That's right, baby. Just like
you belong to us.
Yeah, as soon as you pay for that lap dance.
I don't. And it meets their approval, and they pay for it, and they say, "You go, keep talking that talk. We're taking care of you." And what's wrong with that? And she's providing them. Wait. And she is providing what it is that they want. It's called a reciprocal relationship. It works all over the world. It works. I provide something to you, and you provide something to me in return. And we're going to keep going round and round until one of us gets tired. But usually, guess what happens? When it's done right, when it's done correctly, it don't stop. Wait, let me finish. The minute she stops providing the information and the talking points and the things that the men feel like need to be heard, is the minute they can cut off the flow. So stop acting like there's something wrong with that. There isn't. It puts power in your hand.
Puts power in your hand. And this is why she feels so powerful to degrade and talk about everybody in the space that inevitably we're thinking we want the same thing, a better community. But no. All right, we got some people. What is going on? Marcus. Hi, darling. How are you? You being here, you sometimes be trying to come up and then not, but I'm glad that you're here. What do you have? Because you've seen all of the back and forth.
Yeah.
So what is your views, thoughts, anything that you want to add?
Hey man, I knew you was gonna talk about this, but I wasn't expecting the receipt to be like, oh shit, I didn't know this. Damn, okay.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
What are you surprised at?
It was one of the early clips that she was saying that like what she would do and all this and that, and I'm like, interesting. So it got me looking at her. So it got me thinking like, okay, so you know who you say you are. And then when I looked back at TJ and you and the whole situation with Trill and Lady Boss, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, she went at security balls for a thumbnail.
Yeah, and I'm like,
because of the thumb, you got, but you see the hypocrisy. You mad at security balls for making a thumbnail because you said it made you look combative, but yet all your thumbnails.
Which she was, but okay.
Well, but I mean, was it not combative? She's challenging. It's combative. It is what it is.
Yeah. It was. I mean, it is what it is, man. Oh, hey, Lucky, how you doing? No, it's not. It's all love, Lucky. I know.
I know. I love you, Marcus.
we could go along, but anyway, cool. I'm gonna bring somebody up before we end the stream. If nobody comes, we're going on 2 hours. And like I said, I'm putting this to bed, and I want to go. I ain't got nothing else to say to that lady, because at the point, who wants to argue with a whole liar, a whole panderer?
Yeah.
For what?
I mean, who wants to argue? I know I'm not saying nothing. I don't want nobody to send me nothing. It's cool. Say what you want.
And the thing is, it's like y'all, well, supposedly with her, y'all represent the same thing, and then all of a sudden you making everyone your enemy, which you don't have to.
So my idea is this: as a YouTuber, a content creator around the same people, I'm not trying to make enemies.
Right.
For what? I don't have nothing to dislike I don't want enemies like that. It happens, yes. We can disagree, yes. But the decorum, the respect, I try to keep to make sure, because they're also doing it. I guess so. Pablo, that's in here, or even Game Changer. That I invite him up and we have the conversation. He probably don't like me from nothing. But I'm not out here just disrespecting him. Because I have a level of respect for people that do this, because I know when you really are focused and wanting to create good content, it's a lot. So I try to keep a level of respect, but if it's not reciprocated and I keep continuously get disrespected, then quit poking a bear. What's up, TJ? And then I'm gonna let you down. I'm gonna let Jamal up, okay, Marcus?
Okay, cool. Have a good one.
You too.
So there's a Shoshana Bean in here. She said she did drop the link for you and you ran. Let's be clear. Because she has dropped links before. She is never interested in having conversations. She is interested in making fodder because many people have tried. So no, Courtney was not going to go up there and so she could poke. No, it was, as y'all like to say, disingenuous. Disingenuous.
Look, here's the thing. Because I know it's not honest, and because I know it's fake and content, then it would be beneficial for me to go up there so she can add me to get more subs and not even sub, but views. And you think I'm going to go up there to make her money? What kind of fool do you think I am? This lady has been mad disrespectful. You think I'm going to get on her platform to get her more views, to put money in her check? And she's already taken all y'all money. She got y'all. You think she's going to get a dime off of me? No. But I'll come on my page and talk about it. Now tell her to come over here.
Which she won't. Which she won't.
Hold on. What is going on? Now this is a surprise. Jessica X?
Hey, Courtney. Hey, TJ. Hey, she's so lucky.
What is going on with you? And what hold on. You know, I was surprised when I saw you in here, but I guess you're getting some. And you've been seeing the back and forth. You've had your shows about it. What is your thoughts?
So if we're going particularly on the SYCBM, you know my thoughts on that, right? We weren't in agreement on that particular point. So I don't think there was necessarily something that had to be contentious, right? You and her kind of going back and forth with your differing opinions. To the point that you were just speaking about, if she's put the link out there and you do have the opportunity to go up on her platform and you don't want to take it for whatever reason, can you then really say that she's not open to the conversation?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because the link is there. The link is there for you to hit.
Yeah. So I'll answer that question because I've emailed her and I've talked to her through Shay Sharday. And this is months ago. This was actually a long time ago before all of this. So I know when something is authentic. You only want to talk to me on your platform to make money. It ain't genuine. So can I say it? Absolutely. Because I've emailed.
Yeah, but where do you want to speak to her? Is it on your platform that you email her to come over to?
I'm not speaking to her at all. Like I said, this is going to be my last that I talk about her. Because it doesn't make any sense to keep going back and forth to someone that I think is an absolute liar. However, there was even a show a few months ago where I said, hey, I'm here. Let's have the conversation. When the first video that she was talking about me, and when she made the thumbnail, and I'm looking on YouTube like, what the hell is this? Are you serious? So I asked, I'm here, drop the link. And she said, no, I got to go. No, I can't. No. So again, I emailed her a long time ago when she did that first show. I was super chatting the questions. I said, drop the link. All I need is 5 minutes. And it was a no.
But then it's only that one time, right? I think because it's like if you want to speak to her on your platform, she wants to speak to you on hers. You're both essentially saying the same thing on that point. You'd both rather do it on your domain. I think the best thing to do would probably have a conversation in a neutral place. And if you do put an offer forward for that to happen on a neutral place and she declines, then you could genuinely say, do you know what? She doesn't want to have conversation. But I think right now, as you saying it doesn't appear that way.
When you can have that opinion. However, like I stated before, is that I went to her platform to talk. That's what I just stated.
You said the first time, and she said that she was busy. And since then, she's dropped the link, but you don't want to go on her platform.
Okay. While she was doing her show, I was in the whole entire show to say drop the link. And then towards the end, she kept saying no. And people was like, she's here. She's here. She did not want to have the conversation. And I was there for a whole hour. So
but that was once, and there have been opportunities, because I said to you, why do you not want to go up there? If she drops the link anytime, have you hit it and you get in the back and she doesn't let you on?
So, okay. 2 times. So it wasn't multiple. It was 2 times that I emailed her prior, and then I went to a show telling her to drop the link. Now, again, in order for me to come on a show as well, I have things that I have going on as well too. Now, if there was a pre-planned show that she wanted me to come on and I had the time and opportunity, okay, but that also makes a factor in it as well too. And again, I've dropped the link too. So if she wanted to come over here, she definitely can. But as of today, I'm done. So it doesn't even matter. It was my platform. I decided to talk about what she said about me today. And this is what I'm just talking about on mine. And then that's it. I have no urgency, no feelings, no nothing to talk to someone that I think is disingenuous and not honest, flip-flops and panders.
Well,
do you want to? Hold on, I'm going to bring some other people. Do you want to stay up?
I'll stay up. I'll stay up.
Okay.
There was something else I wanted to ask later.
Sure. Jamal.
Hey, Courtney.
Hi. How are
nice
you?
to talk to you.
Nice to talk to you.
How you doing, Jessica? Nice to see you, Queen. Talk to you, Queens. Well, first of all, I just wanted to say that you know what? Since you guys like men being men, I'll keep it all the way 100. I don't really watch that lady, and I don't really care for her too much because there's definitely female content creators that I think are much more worth. They bring much more value than what she brings. I think that I watch YouTube, try to learn a lot. A friend of mine from school is the one who got me into the Peef Network. I watched Jessica Etchen playing as Jane too. But I just think that it's just overly polarizing, and you have these smart, very nice looking people who appear to have some accomplishments and street cred and whatever, being very polarizing, using it to try to cause division and have very, very simple-minded, grade school conversations about men, the role of men and women, when I would think that in this day and age, they would be much more complex than that. And when you do stuff like that, I guess that's where all the pandering and stuff like that comes from. And, people are corrupt and they lie and stuff like that. But I mean, I just wanted to say that, the reason I decided to even become a member to your channel is because I think you, Courtney, are, you are a great soul. You have a, every time I hear your voice, it's a very, maybe it's that Tennessee soul. I don't know, but like, you're a beautiful soul. So, if some people might think that you're being a pick me or you pander just because the environment on YouTube is so polarizing that if you're a woman and you say things that lean in a man's direction, because I think 55% in a woman's direction. So I could see myself, if I ever wanted to do this, getting the same, getting called a simp as if I'm all the way, flipping sets, whatever. But I think that it's clear to me that, I don't care for that woman. It's clear that she doesn't bring substance. She's not looking to bring anything of value. She's obviously ratchet. I don't mind ratchet females. I'm surrounded. But sorry, go ahead, Queen.
No, go ahead. I don't know. I wouldn't call her ratchet. I don't get ratchet.
Very toxic.
Well, I just see it. A lot of these things that are going on that I just see it very, it being divisive.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think that I'm for unity. However, I'm not going to be a punching bag.
Mm-hmm. And I love thoughtful women. I don't think that, and I'm tired of the conversation about career women versus this. That bachelor or husband thing really got me heated. It's just the whole energy and the whole vibe got me heated. But by the way, I have to keep it 100. I mean, I didn't all the way, fuck with Kevin Samuels neither, because in some ways I thought that he and Cynthia G are both equally, not equally, but in some ways we're toxic on opposite sides. I don't like either one. I don't want somebody bashing women. I don't want somebody bashing men. We both, as it says in scripture, we both have together become corrupt, and we all need help. It's a lot of mental issues out here. It's a lot of single moms out here who are good, along with single moms who are trash. It's a lot of single moms who are really horrible and get dudes set up and get their baby daddy set up to go while they're pregnant with another dude. I mean, there's all kind of stuff going on out here. But at the same time, there's women who are putting in a lot of work, and there's a whole generation of very, very fine ass women who don't have kids, who don't have a man, can't seem to find a man, and you're just looking at them like you're like a dream, like you're like literally a fantasy. If I had money, I would go for you, but hey, I'm not good enough. So, if I was a high value man, I would go for them. But but you see this, and it's just because I'm born in Chicago and I live in Toronto, but to see this, it's just like wow, and then of course a lot of us as men, especially black men, we've really fallen behind. And so in some ways we deserve to get the Cynthia G treatment. You know what I mean? But we need us some Courtney, Michelle, and Jessica.
I'm not supporting that. She said kill black, but no.
Oh no, that crossed the line. I think she's just.
But you said we deserve to get the treatment. That's support. I'm sorry, Courtney, this is stream.
No, you go ahead.
And you like the Kevin Samuels treatment?
At least Kevin Samuels was for black people. We may not like everything, and let's be real. I'm speaking for me, not nobody up here. As a single mother, in certain behaviors, it's because shame was taken out. So at the end of the day, I'm not gonna act like what he said was not factual and compare him to Cynthia G. He's never been against black women. He was against our behavior, the things that got us where we were. And he thought he had a certain approach, because talking to us, you can't talk to us soft all the time. You have to attack it the way it looked. And even though they did not like it, it was a lot more people that said, I am, even us here in these spaces today, even whether you agree with Chantel, you agree with Courtney, it came by way of him starting a conversation. So you had people coming on the platform to now have conversations that they never would have had. You have people having conversations and questions in their household that they never would have had by way of a popular person going viral or however would happen. Not to compare that and say we get the Cynthia G treatment. That's like pandering on 10,000. Like, we don't need that, like, for real. So no, if you agree with like that, his message was not detrimental. That her message is detrimental.
I mean, I'm around a lot of broken people, a lot of broken women. So, I mean, when you're around a lot of broken people, I guess sometimes you're not ready. You know what I mean? I guess it depends on your level of, togetherness, whatever, where you're ready to say, okay, what's the real about me? I want to try to get me this X and X kind of man. It's like, okay, well, now I need to keep it real with you. I get that part. You know what I'm saying? So I understand that. Everybody. So I you know what?
Listen to Kevin I have to listen to Kevin.
I was coming from a place of, I need to come from a place of more strength, and I'm in instead of recovery myself, and I have the custody of my kids, and there's a lot of things we have to work out. But like, yeah, I guess I should look at things from a position of strength and a position of on the come up. So then maybe I wouldn't be so sensitive towards anybody who's basically, it feels like anybody that's being kicked while they're down, because I know a lot of women felt that they was being kicked while they're down, just like Cynthia G kicks black men while they're down. So I guess that's what it felt like. But obviously you guys are in a much stronger state of mind. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, hope that Jamal. Let me get TJ, and then Jamal, I'm gonna get someone else to come up. Okay. All right, TJ, you had something?
Yeah, I think with what's interesting when we talk about this conversation, and I think that you've even mentioned it too, Courtney. There are things that I have agreed with that Chantel has stated. Sorry, my dog is barking. But, because we don't have to agree. Bye, Nacy. We don't have to agree on everything, but I didn't agree with everything that Kevin said. But there are a lot of things I did agree with. The challenge is by her own flip-flopping, she said we shouldn't be bashing one another. But somehow over the course of the past 6 months, she's completely gone away from that viewpoint. So not only do I disagree with you, but I'm going to make you look stupid because I disagree with you. I'm going to do multiple conversations about you. I'm going to do so. Again, that is what's concerning to me, because again, and shout out to Lucky Marie, I tried to like her. I tried to like Chantel. I really did, because Lucky kept saying, she's this, and I tried to. But every time I would try to do something, she would smack my hand. So I'm like, I'll be damned. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
So no. So it's
you.
not about differing opinions or differing viewpoints. It's when you decide to make fodder out of it. That is what is polarizing.
Yeah. All right, Jamal, I'm going to drop you down. I'm going to bring somebody else up, okay?
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Can I say something quickly?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of what's going on here, to be honest, to me, it seems very petty. It seems petty. It seems like, well, Chantel said this to me and Chantel did that, and then this person did this, and it's all very juvenile, right? We put our opinions out there as content creators, and other people have their right to reply and have their opinion on it. So I don't see anything wrong that she did in that sense. And I think to keep on focusing on these really trivial, because we're all women, right? We know how it can get sometimes. But to keep focusing on these like really trivial things, I think takes away from the bigger point. When you pulled up the clips of her earlier saying that she was engaged and she was just waiting on the date, and then you bring up the other stuff that she said, she doesn't know she's going to get married. She doesn't know how to take care of a man. She doesn't know this, that, the other. That's more something that's actually tangible, right? That would actually prove, okay, this person might not be as truthful as they say they are. It's either you lied then or you're lying now, or you were telling the truth, but your man left you. But then if your man left you, how can you be giving advice to other women? And Sister Georgia, of course, Courtney has a right to respond, but getting caught up in the feelings aspect of it all actually takes away from the genuine problems. Otherwise, it just seems like people complaining for nothing.
But again, this is my show. And like you said before, we have every right as a content creator, and this is my content. And this is how I chose to do it on my show. And if you think it's fair, you have that every right. But again, this is my show. And I chose to respond the way that I did because this is me. And this is how I respond as Courtney Michelle. And if it's emotional, I'm an emotional person. And this is just how I respond to it. So this is how I chose to do it. And again, I am choosing not to continue on talking about that lady because I don't, again, believe anything that she says. So let me bring up Kayla, which is shocking. Kayla.com.
What are you shocked about?
What are you doing around here?
Well, Lucky sent me the thing saying,
what?
Yeah, that's my girl. So I tuned in to support her. I support you as well,
Well, this is what I'll say about us because, we have butt heads a lot.
Yeah.
And however, you could have used your platform to do the exact same thing that I've seen Chantel do. You could have used your platform and went on with F Courtney and Courtney this and Courtney that. But there was some respect there. So I appreciate you for that. And again, we are different. We think different. But again, you could have done a lot. And quite frankly, it would make more sense. It would make more sense.
a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. So what are your thoughts?
So my main thing is that I don't know. I just feel like I've been saying this about her and since the very first day she came on me and Kay's show, in terms of like when you have something that you're trying to defend, the inability to be honest when you're having a debate is like annoying to me. You know what I'm saying? Like even just watching kind of that interaction between her, Trill, and all of that, I was just horrified at how much disrespect and how much like that you can't even say, okay, I get your point on this thing. Like you continue like going out of your way to try to misrepresent what somebody's saying or misinterpret what they're saying and misunderstand what we all clearly see. You know, that's a real problem just on YouTube in general. It's a real problem. And you know, I disagree with a lot of people and I always have, but I just feel like there should be some level of like respect about it. I don't know. I feel like I don't know. That's just not me. That's not what I want to be known for. So I just feel like I can't spend my time doing that. But seeing how she spends her time, I didn't even know she made that many videos about you or about people in general. I was like, wow, like this is the niche that she's trying to be in. Like she chose her niche, and it's low key like kind of pathetic to me because I don't know. That's just not what I wanted to be known for. There's so many times where I could have did reaction videos about, you know, about you, about Logic, about fucking Anton, about all the different people that I've had problems with. But it's kind of about like, what do you want to represent? And I was just so disgusted by her behavior on that live with Trill and Security Boss. And everybody knows that me and Security Boss don't even really like vibe like that. Like we don't get along. But the way that she was even more out of pocket than Security Boss, I'm like, oh no, she's really wilding. Like that was extremely wild to me. So I just think overall, like the way that she's moving and handling herself is very dangerous. And it really just shows you the dangers of the podcast community in general. My pastor Michael Todd spoke about it this past Sunday and about how everybody grabs everybody grabs a mic and they want to preach about something when no one had, like a lot of people are false in their prophecy and whatever they're trying to share with the people. And when you can't be consistent in who you are because you rather appease other people than be true to that, then to me, that just shows a sign of weakness because everybody knows me. I don't really give a fuck what people think. I'm going to stay authentic. I'm going to stay real. I'm going to say whatever. People might be mad about it, whatever, but staying true to me and staying true to what I believe is the only thing I think is respectable. Because if you flip flop on what you believe, I mean, you'll flip flop on anything, in my opinion. So I just think that's kind of whack. And, you know,
I want you to stay up. TJ, Jessica, I'm going to drop you guys because I want to talk to Kayla solo. Okay. All right. All right. So I want to say this because, again, being on, you know, Lapeef, we got into it multiple of times and it got heated a lot of times. However, I can say that, you know, I should not allow sometimes my emotions to get the best of me. And that's something that I struggle with because I'm not just the, you know, I sometimes I don't have the right words to say. And sometimes I feel something and I just, you know, it's in me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's something that I'm having to learn how to control. And that's going to be something that I'm always going to have to do. Corey, I'm always going to have to control my mouth and my feelings because inevitably I am an emotional girl. But to you, I can definitely say that when we were on a platform, we, you know, most of the time, we kept it on the platform. So I thank you for that, for having respect for me. And I want to apologize to you for the disrespect that I gave you. Because regardless of what people have to say, and no one can agree with you or disagree, you're still a person. And sometimes it hurts.
Yeah. No, I get that. I really do appreciate that, because those were some tumultuous times.
Yeah.
For sure. And, I definitely appreciate that, because I think people forgot that I was human, and that the shit that people says about me does hurt my feelings. Even though I'm just like, bounce back after a few seconds, it's still really tough. And there were some really mentally hard times in that space, and that's why I had to leave that space. Even though they're like, come back, it'll be fine. I just mentally, emotionally, it was so draining. So that was just like a lot for me, definitely. And so I definitely apologize as well for any times that I've been disrespectful, because sometimes that, like, it just got crazy in them panels, and shit just would go left and below the belt before we could even like get to it. But
right,
I agree.
Yeah,
I'm definitely glad.
Again, it has to be where maturity comes in, and it has to be somewhere we can disagree and fundamentally disagree, but then still have a level of respect as women. And if I'm doing a platform that is trying to stress that, then I cannot be, I have to show it, and I have to be it. So for the name calling, the back and forth that we did on the Lapeef Network, I again want to apologize to you, because it does hurt, and I know it firsthand. And I know the comments and the continuation of the comments, things just don't die down after a show. It continues on. And I'm sure it still continues on, because stuff that I did a year and a half ago on the show, the whole Amir things, people still talking about it. It's like, get over it. But people won't.
They're still making videos too from stuff from like a year ago.
Absolutely. And that's the space that we in. Like I said, it does take tough skin to get in here. And sometimes it's hard for a woman to realize, because it affects us. But I wanted to make sure that you are aware that we don't have to agree, but we can still be respectful. And I am surprised that you are here, but I am also grateful. And I think this shows a lot of fucking growth.
Yeah, things are very different for me. So I'm definitely happy that this could happen. And I had no idea about it. So shout out to Lucky for like inviting me and telling me.
I'm quite surprised. I said, what the hell is Kayla? I'm like, what the hell?
Well, Lucky's my girl, so I'm gonna support her any panel she's on or anything she's doing or whatever. So I was like, I'll pull up, but I'm just in a totally different space. And I think that what people don't understand is, like, when you're put in a particular type of space, is things just are what they are. Like, it's a fight or a flight when you're put in a space where you feel attacked, or you feel like there's intense things going on. And I don't think that people fully understand that like that's the only time that stuff like that happens. You know what I'm saying? Like, when we're not in a debate space or we're arguing about something, life is different. And I think people really forget that. And they think, like, per our interactions on certain panels is like who we are, what we stand for fully, when, sometimes moments get out of pocket, when people get out of pocket and things happen. But that's just not a representation of like the full person of any of us. You know what I mean? And it's definitely not a representation of where we plan to go, in terms of what decisions you plan to make in the future. And that's why it's really wild me even seeing this whole Chantel thing, because it's been over a year since I really seen her. Because, I don't be in the streets wherever she be posting. So I don't have a clue, but it was wild for me to see like all this time later, it's just gotten worse. Like it's gotten horrible. Like I'm thinking about when she first came on Me and Kay's show till now, and I'm like, damn. But I mean, it's no different than showing you like kind of America. You know, when people start getting money, they start thinking different shit. And
Absolutely.
you know, I guess those $500 super chats, you know, it's rolling in thousands of dollars per month. It changes your mentality, and for people who don't stand on anything, it's going to change what they stand on. So, you know, I mean, I'm just kind of shocked, you know, all this time later. It's kind of unfortunate, but you know, Trill, that's my guy. So I just was like, I was floored at how patient of a man he is. For her to even talk any shit about him and how patient he was in dealing with her in that live, I was like, I can't even. I would have fucking turned my camera off. I would have been gone for not cursing her out. But he was so patient, even after they talked about his wife. He was so patient, and she didn't even recognize that type of strength in a man. And that's why he's a husband, because his patient levels to deal with her fucking buffoonery were top notch. They really were. Like, he don't mess with nobody. Like somebody in the chat said,
he don't mess with nobody.
The chillest one of them all. But I really agree with you. It was a content play, because he's very popular and he's on the rise. So to have any kind of fight with him is a similar thing that celebrities do when they start fighting with somebody on social media for no reason, just to bring attention to themselves, or they start dropping screenshots. It's really to just bring attention to themselves. And so I think that's maybe why she targeted him, because he is becoming very big in the space. So who knows what the motives are, but yeah, that was wild, especially after I watched like Lucky's breakdown of it. I was like, wow, this is bad.
And I think that prompted me to make a show on that, because you know, it's weird, because you know, you got people say, oh, Lapeef up in here because you in here, Rillo's in the chat, you know. So, but it's you know, when you work continuously also with someone, you have a level of loyalty as well too, where everybody, you know, I can make fun of you, but everybody just ain't gonna just do that, because I know who this person is. Like, I know Trill, I know his wife,
right?
And to blatantly take anything out of context to deliberately degrade the man and make multiple videos and community posts talking about him, and then they have someone talking about his wife, like, I took it personal. Because not only, you know, when you go over like with Alan and we need to talk, and you know, I take that personal, going after someone that I know truly, either you agree with them or not, that's fine, but truly are here not to stir the pot or be so controversial, but really are wanting us to be better. And if you have that goal, then we can talk about some things on how we get there. But if you have that goal of wanting us to be better, then I have a whole level of respect for you. And if I know if you're authentic and doing it genuine, then I'm not going to go out my way to make you look a fool.
But she doesn't know, maybe, because, you know, I've met Trill on multiple occasions, and his wife. So I've met them personally and hung out with them in personal settings. So maybe she just doesn't know, and maybe she just really doesn't care. All she cares about is the fact that an attachment to him is going to help her SEO and her SEM for her channel. Like, that's all she cares about. She doesn't really care about him or any of the other stuff. I mean, you know, like, she's getting money, and it just, you know, I remember when she wasn't getting money, she was different. So I don't know. Could be the money, could be something else. I don't know.
That was a song. Was it Deion Sanders or somebody? Must be the money. Y'all remember that song? I'm old. Hold on. You want to stay up for a second? I'm going to bring a couple more people, then I'm going to wrap up.
That's cool.
All right. TJ, I see you in the back. What up, TJ? You could hang out.
Ain't nothing.
What's going on, Dr. Hill?
Hey, how you doing?
Good. What you got for me?
You know,
Eugene.
You know, hey, Kayla, how you doing? TJ? You know, I've been on these YouTube streams for a while, and one thing, I said this before, one thing that I've always observed is that the most authentic and transparent content creators seem to be the one who get attacked the most.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. I don't know why that is. And it's coming from trolls, and it's coming from the non-authentic.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking maybe it's jealousy, maybe it's something else. I do not know. But I think it's always going to be that way.
Yeah.
And it depends on what you do. And I think what you're doing is pretty good, Courtney. You're trying.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, you're not well. I mean, yeah, you did your response, and it was like showing evidence. But the way Chantel was doing, it's like basically a blatant funny business and basically disrespect.
Yeah. Well, you can't hide from who you are for too long. And people are going to have a cult following. That's it. So there's going to be people that idolize someone that you can't do anything wrong with, you can't criticize, or they're going to come after you. So that's what that's going to be. However, I think when other people see the heart of the creator and the heart of the show, and see the disrespect that continuously happened for no reason, just for content, a dollar, or to make someone look something. That's another reason why I'm not going to keep going into this, because for what? I can't change nobody. God only does that. I can give my opinion on something, but I can't change no one. And she's going to be who she is. And Lord, I'm going to let her. But this is just my way of saying that this person started a way and it's becoming a way, and it's going to get worse. And and everybody that thinks they buddy with her, rest assured your time is going to come, because when you're a backstabber, when you're doing stuff for money, the love of money, then no one is a friend. No, and that's just, it is what it is. So she can continue and have her fun. And again, it's just separate. I am not like her. My heart is not like her. My love that I have for my people is not like her. And it is what it is. And I can't even express or say that she should. We're different. She's not born here. She's an immigrant. I'm born and raised here. So my heart for what's going on here is going to be a little bit more deeper. I told you I have family in the military. Their death is going to be deeper. My family that fought in the civil rights. Again, my lineage here is going to be deeper. So my care, my passion is going to be different. And I can't say that a Jamaican woman is going to care as much as a Southern woman in a country where we are. It's easy for a woman that doesn't have any kind of nothing here to say, go on to passport, go and leave. That's easy. But for me that care, I'm like, no, I want us to be better. And it is what it is. It's a difference of opinion. But again, all the extra crap that she did was just like, all right.
Yeah. And I want to say this. Just a few minutes ago, I just saw a magic moment between you and Kayla. It was the greatest moment, probably one of the greatest moments I've seen on YouTube, because I follow both of you. I follow TJ as well. But I want to say this. Long before I've found y'all, I follow Chantel as well. And the actions that she took lately started to make me question her. I remember that first attack she made on you, right? And in the comments section, I asked Chantel why. I forgot. She did respond to me, and I forgot what her response was.
Mm-hmm.
But at the time, I was still listening to both of you. But in all those broadcasts, I did not mention anything about this beef or this riff. Didn't
Mm-hmm.
say anything about it in either channel. I also did not forget what she did to you, TJ, as well. Yeah, I remember what she did.
Now let's talk about that because I don't think people have. But well, I'm gonna let you talk and then I'm gonna drop it because I got someone that I want to bring up. But go talk about that, Dr. Steele. What did she do to TJ? If you remember?
Well, I know. I think Chantel was talking about dating sites, right? And I know TJ made a comment that she met her husband on a dating site.
Yeah.
And then Chantel made this comment about, exceptions to rules, something like that. And TJ tried to explain what she was trying to do, but evidently, I guess Chantel must have missed it or did not listen or anything.
Mm-hmm.
And then next thing I know, I watched TJ's response to it. And it was just heartbreaking to me.
Yeah.
Because when I first, subscribed to Chantel's channel, she was not this way.
We saw.
Yeah. So that's why I started to question. When I get on her broadcast, I don't say anything about it. When I get on your broadcast or your broadcast, I don't say anything about it either.
Yeah.
But it's just heartbreaking, and I hope, just like with you and Kayla, I hope you and Chantel can get into a magical moment like this as well, because I follow both of you.
Let me go ahead and just for those who are listening who may not be clear on it, she was doing a show, and again, like I said, I tried to like her. Shout out to Lucky Marie, because Lucky was working with her, and she said, TJ, she's not like that. She's really cool. So there was a show that she was on, and she was talking about dating. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I was saying that I did meet my husband on a dating site, and I was offering it to the women who, let them know what is possible. So she took that and ran with it, and I went on to explain, I'm not saying you should do it my way. I'm not saying that is the preferred way to do it. I'm just saying, and I'm not saying that I think it was probable for me. I'm just offering it as hope to say, just don't say, forget it, I have no chance. And I repeatedly put that in the comments, repeatedly, kind of like what Trill was trying to repeatedly explain what he meant.
Yeah.
And she just completely glossed over it and just made fodder out of it. And it was very hurtful. I was, even explaining that in the chat that my daughter did not do it my way, that my daughter did it the right way, met her husband in college and all those kinds of things, and that I would not recommend that. But if you find yourself in this place, that is hope for you. She completely glossed over it. Again, like Trill, I repeatedly put it in the comments, ignored it, and that was very hurtful. Because it wasn't necessary. It wasn't necessary.
I agree. All right, Dr. Steele, I'm going to drop you down. I'm going to bring up another guest, okay?
Thank you.
But I appreciate you very, very much. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Okay.
Oh, snap. Oh, snap. Nigga say, fuck the mother nigga, cut them down for my nigga. Oh, mother nigga, cut them down for my nigga. Kayla, where you go to? Kayla off somewhere. She done dipped off.
Oh, don't start.
Rilla! My God.
Wow.
What is the word?
Rilla in the building.
Rilla,
look,
what
I'm here
say
for,
you?
My bookie boo boo.
Man, stop biting my words, man. Hey, Kayla, tell the A to calm down, man. We losing too many good people out there, man. They tripping out there.
Oh no, don't tell me that. I'm going there next week to see my dad.
I'll hit you on the back channel.
Let me shout out Sister George. Courtney, continue doing the work. We see you and you are appreciated. Sister George, I'm always over there listening to y'all, breaking it down. And I want to say this to you, that I appreciate you for being consistent. I appreciate Sister George for not biting her tongue on any topic. I appreciate Sister George for not having any kind of battery in her back, but being authentically her. Whether you like what she has to say or not, she is who she is. And because of that, Sister George has on her page, they respect the hell out of her. Ain't no flipping or flopping. It is what it is. And she has been probably one of the most consistent women content creators that doesn't get enough, doesn't get enough attention. And doesn't get her flowers for being in a space as long as she has, for knowing so much and able to. You don't get the flowers that you need, Sister George. I think your page is awesome. You're authentic, and that's hard to come by. So I thank you. And I just wanted to give her her flowers. I appreciate you, Sister George. All right, carry on with the foolery.
Okay, look, on the tail end of that, Court, let me do this because I'm here for a good time, not a long time. I just saw a couple of my favorites up here. I just wanted to pop in and put some paint where it ain't real quick. You know what I'm talking about?
No, Lord.
You know, let me say this because people are like, wow, oh, Rilla over here, Kayla and Courtney done made up. Hey, man, you know, it wasn't no real issues between them to begin with. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know why it's like all this banter in the comments. Now, I'm not here to jump on the conversation around baby because I don't know enough about what's been going on other than the clips that I've seen and other than seeing you break it down. I don't have a dog in that fight. But let me say this to the people, and shout out to you, man. I ain't even realize you had got up to almost damn 30,000 subscribers.
Hey, man, just slow cooking.
Listen, let me tell y'all something. What y'all should appreciate about Courtney, all this conversation about who she is and who she ain't, the person that she is when she come on this camera is the same person she is behind the scenes. I had plenty of conversations with baby. I'm telling you, pro-black, bougie, all that at the same time. Light skin tendencies, all that, and then dark skin tendencies.
No, she bougetto. She bougie. She can be bougetto.
I got it. I told you I have to learn how to control myself because I could get a little.
Listen, if you want to set Courtney off, talk about an HBCU.
Nah, don't do that.
What?
Because we both be going off. You know.
No, I'm saying if you want to set her off, but I'm saying baby is the same in front of the camera, behind my experience. I'm talking about my experience. I've had plenty of conversations with baby. So, you know, and I know the chat probably flooded with simp Rillas. Look, man, I'm Gucci over here, fam. We good over here. That's baby sis right there for me.
All day.
You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate, and what y'all should be able to appreciate and extract from what she's been able to show y'all through her transitions, through multiple platforms, I heard you talking about, you know, the video that I thought was pivotal. And in hindsight, I was like, man, you should have kept that for self, fam. Well, bro, the father of your child. I won't put his name out there if people ain't heard.
Yeah.
It's a crucial video, and it's still teachable moments out of that. So if you look at Courtney's journey from that to where she is now, she's been consistent. She has never said, I'm perfect, I got all the answers, I got it all right. She's just putting it on display like, hey, this is my opinion. And she gonna give you that investigative journalist perspective. That's why I'm changing her name to Mariska Hargitay.
Wow.
If you watch Law and Order, you know.
Listen, that a lot of people don't know that about me, but some of y'all do. Like when I get up here, I'm not just talking. I take time out because I actually care. I literally actually care. So anytime I go live, it's usually not just hitting the button to live so I get a super chat. I invest my time. I do my research. I do read. I pull up stats. I try to get informed before I get up here and start talking because I have a responsibility and I take it serious. So
yeah, that was just me giving you a couple of days
I appreciate you.
Quick,
You
man.
know, I love
Shout out
you.
to you. I know we got to connect real soon, but behind the scenes, the conversation we had, I'm steady pulling and rooting for you too, baby girl. I'm super proud of you and the pivot that you've made.
I appreciate that a lot. You already know what it is, Rilla.
Yep, it's all love always, sis.
Yes, I miss you so much. Bow wow, Mr.
Wow.
Bow wow.
Don't start that.
All right, I'm gonna bring somebody. Wait a minute, you got something to say.
I'm
Go
finna
ahead,
jump
talk
down.
to TJ, because
I'm finna jump down. I gotta get TT her. Come on, man. I just came up here to spread love. That's all. TT, man, we gotta connect, man. We gotta get that, man. Did you see that performance last night? The 50th.
No.
At the Grammys, y'all didn't see that?
I didn't. What happened?
Oh, y'all bugging. Y'all didn't see the Grammy performance, the hip hop 50th anniversary performance. They brought everybody from the rooter to the tutor.
They did bring everybody from the rooter.
Man,
I was somewhere doing God's work. I was not available.
I was in God's word. You was on South Beach. Bye, girl. I'm out.
Wait a minute, hold up. You did see that my school, Tennessee State University, HBCU.
Yeah, they won a Grammy.
Come on.
They won a Grammy. The very first HBCU to win a Grammy came from my alumni. Shout out to
alumni and well deserved.
I see you.
Well deserved.
Aristocrat of bands. All right, bye, Rilla. I'll talk to you later.
Peace, y'all.
All right, bye. What is going on? What you want me to call you?
Oh, Flip DR.
Okay.
It's up in Dominican
What up,
Republic.
Flip DR? How are you?
I'm all right. How's everybody doing? Courtney.
Good.
I'm a traveling brother that had a passport before the whole passport bro movement come out.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course I'm interested in that type of niche in the YouTube, traveling and us brothers doing that, right? I know your stance on regarding that. I know you're not anti-passport bro, but you for black men and women together in America and doing their thing. And I appreciate that. That's what I like about you, your content. Now, as far as I'm not up here to come in and bash Chantel. But I went on her panels a few times, and she thought I was going to be like a panderer of some of her supporters. And as you know, Game Changer is the king panderer supporter of her. At the same time, he's flip flopping, but I ain't gonna go into him. What I'm just saying is that when I went on her page, she basically thought I was going to cater to her, and because I'm passport and I traveling and that type of conversation. But what I notice about her, I don't appreciate her, tearing down a black American woman. And I let her know that. I say, you a Jamaican woman, and nothing wrong with being a Jamaican and having a YouTube channel and doing your thing. But do not show the images that she portraying and bashing black American women, because I know certain people that live in other countries, they don't feel good about black American women. And so in a lot of cases, they jealous of us because America is one of the richest countries in the world. And so are the women and the men. So they come in this country, you know how when foreigners, when they come to this country, how they feel about black Americans. That's why there's a, what you call that, Tariq Nasheed. Dudes like him that speaks about this. A lot of, and I ain't saying to be a race bait or anything like that. So make a long story short, what she doing is basically causing division and using the passport bro movement because they, a lot of supporters is a hot algorithm as it is right now. So she kind of gets that crowd and then build up a, you could say like a animosity toward black American women using the black man's you could say black man's gripe toward black American women, and she using that to her own advantage because maybe when she was growing up in America, she wasn't really feeling black American women for whatever reason. And she mentioned before too, when she grew up in part of Florida when she stayed in America, she admitted that she stayed around her own people, Jamaicans. I'm not. So she probably don't even have had African American friends, women friends. And so for her to be talking Jamaican and talk about Black American women, that's something I don't have. And then she blocked me. She removed me off her channel. And then she said, "Oh, I'm not logical and all that kind of stuff." You know how she talk. I'm not logical. She go, like I'm not logical. And she also like to talk about Black American women, how they have, you know, they single baby mamas and all that kind of stuff. But at the same time, I'm like, okay, are you preaching that? But are you, when you have sex, do you have sex? Do you have what happens if the condom break and you get pregnant? You're gonna become, guess what? You're gonna become a baby mama. Do you want somebody to make fun of you regarding to that problems with sometimes things like that happens? They should, oh, don't go into my personal life and this and that. So what I'm saying is that people got to realize those who subscribe to her. I'm a passport. I'm not a passport bro, but I'm a brother with a passport. And everything when it comes to that, the whole conversation regarding that. But you don't be using a Jamaican woman. I'm not racist again. I have good Jamaican friends, but don't let this come in, a Jamaican woman come in and talk about Black American. And you're a Black American man, and you support this woman like that bashing a woman like Courtney, who want to bring us together. And now mind you, I'm a person that, you know, want to travel outside. My whole channel was called Finding Love in Dominican Republic. I'm really not interested in dating in America. I don't have anything against Black American women. They the most beautiful women on this planet. But I just wanted, you know, I'm 51 years old, and I just wanted, you know, explore something different.
Yeah.
So that's me personally. But at the same time, I told her many times, do not be talking about putting Black women in a bad light. You showing images of fat Black women and all the negative part of a Black woman. Well, you gonna do that with Jamaicans?
Never done it to the Jamaican.
Yeah,
Not once.
Not once, of course. So you have a Black American man that supports her. You should unsubscribe her and be ashamed of yourself. And I will tell each one of them in their faces. But that's how I roll. I go on all these panels. Jessica guys know who I am. Everybody know who I am. I'm a simp, whatever they want to call me. Who cares? Everybody's a simp when it comes to women.
Yeah.
Because women, y'all hold the power regard to certain things. So we all men become simps in some way, one way or another. But that's not about that. It's just about people should wake up and know what this woman is doing. YouTube create a platform where people can make money, and people taking advantage. And she found a way she can make money, so she going to pander. And YouTubers should pander because that's the way they can make money. I understand that, but she should stop being disingenuous and say her true motive. She don't care about bringing people together when she causing division. Well, that's all I have to say, Courtney. I
appreciate you. Thank you for coming up, man.
Then thanks for having me on, because I'm gonna support you, and when I get my financing up. And but I want to donate to you, because I like to donate when people have me on the panel, and at the same time I support you. So
I appreciate you.
And I enjoyed the conversation with the other two Black women, beautiful women, American women up here.
Good. Yeah.
Doing your thing. I appreciate y'all.
All right. Thank you so much.
Take care. Thank you.
You know, and that's something I think that, I think some people like Six the Goddess, and maybe her interaction with Chantel was kind of about, the ADOS and FBA. And I try not to get in those particular conversations because, again, I think it also divides us. But the truth of the matter is, I'll have Alan on my platform, or go to his, or Nathan, I go to his, or he comes to mine, and the pushback is they can't talk about this. He's Jamaican, he's Nigerian, he's this, da da da. But the women, again, is it privilege or is it not? But no one says anything about that. You have a Jamaican talking about Black American issues, but they're okay with that. And again, it's because it's the narrative. Once you go against what they don't want to hear, then it's the sign language. Anybody going to listen to Alan? He's just a silly Nigerian. That dumb cop Nathan, he's Jamaican. Mind you that they've been here since Nathan's born in Atlanta, and Alan's been here since elementary school, and she got on the boat and started rowing when she was 15. row your boat gently down the stream. So she was a rowing here at 15, so hasn't been here that long, and knows everything about American folks and American Black women. Ain't said nothing about none Jamaican, which that's fine, but no one pushes back on that. You'll push back on the men. You'll talk cash money about Alan Obi, and you'll talk cash money about Nathan Daly and about their heritage. But once it comes to her, it's zip tight silent.
I mean, it's just another form of stimulation for men. You know,
I want to respond to this because, again, this is my platform. It's me. It's mine. This is my shit. And if I want to say roll, roll, roll your boat gently down the stream, I can. And I actually can, because god dag nabbit.
Another one. Another one.
How you gonna tell me what's unnecessary?
Did
you tell that to her?
And another one.
Her calling men little boys and acting like girls.
12 seconds later.
Another one.
She talked about my vagina yesterday. Are you all there? Saying it.
Another one.
Be consistent.
Another one. And another one. And another one. Another one.
Ain't said none soul about the insults that's unnecessary. Because it's a contradiction. Not today. Go over there. Her stream, and she's talking about my vagina. What does my vagina have to do with anything? And that's why she got that comment as well, too, because she started talking about my vagina. Was that necessary? Is that content that we need to talk about my vagina? This was provoked.
You know, listen, like I said before, when somebody starts a fight, you can't choose how they choose to fight back. If somebody slaps me, I'm going to kick the sand in their eyes to blind them and beat the shit out of them. So that's it.
Let me be petty. The real Nathan don't want your poom poom either. Well, I wish, Frankie, I could see your neck. I'm trying hard. So if you don't have a neck to show, your priorities is wrong. Instead of you moving your fingers trying to tweet, you need to move your feet and stop eating. Was that unnecessary or was that provoked? See, people don't know, baby. I tell you, in the South, we roast. So until I see a neck, Frankie, you're moving the wrong appendage on your body. Instead of the fingers, move your legs. Continue on, darling.
No, I was just saying, you can't tell people how to fight back. Again, when you try to ignore people and you try to take the high road, they continue with another one and another one. So again, enough is enough. So yeah, I'm gonna kick the dirt in your eyes and blind you, and then beat the shit out of you. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think overall it's just a little bit tough because we are all very grown. And so is she and lots of other people in the chat and in all these different pages all over the internet. These people that like to make these slanderous videos. But we are grown. Like, have y'all ever thought about that? And like how we're grown? And some people are still acting like teenagers with some of like the content that they make.
Well, it's because, mom and them always said a old fool was a young fool. And I said, I've had a show about this, about maybe it was the last one when I was talking about it, Arrested Development. is that sometimes you get someone 40 and 50 years old and still talking like they're 14 and 15. Yeah, TJ. Oh, TJ about to don't even start.
I'm not going hard.
Because here's the thing, right? When we talk about content strategy, there's content creators currently watching to do a show to react. So to provoke means they're going to go over it.
No, I'm not
Don't
provoked.
trust these none of these
provoked. But I was going to say it is true that I did go up into your panel, but I also apologize.
You did apologize.
I also apologize because, see, I'm not above apologizing when I'm wrong. So I did come in hot, and I was wrong for that, and I apologize. This young lady has yet to apologize to anyone she's ever disrespected, ever, ever.
You did apologize, and that's right. But again, like I said, this is a space that just people are going to use you for content, and you got people watching that's going to do a reaction video. It's going to be another one and another one, and that's just how they eat or how they try to eat. But the one thing that I know is that God don't bless no mess. And how you get it is how you're going to lose it. So for all the people that you disrespect or try to become an opportunist on, you're going to feel it backhand. And sometimes you just got to let God do what God does. And again, I responded, but I'm going to just sit back and then let the proof be in the pudding. God not going to bless no mess. And if you think people are going to come up by making derogatory videos and stuff, multiple occasions, if you think that that's going to be their come up, I'm going to tell you that it ain't going to go nowhere and it's going to fail. Character, integrity, respect. That's longevity in any business. Crossing people, doing folks wrong. Okay. Keep on doing it. And that's it. So do what's right by people. And that's it.
Yeah, so I was just gonna say that, like, I slightly disagree with that. You can do a lot of foul shit and definitely make it, but remember, you're gonna have to keep doing that to keep it. So just like a year ago where she was at, see how it is now? Give it another year. She's just working herself into some bullshit. And then when you think that you're going to be able to make a turn and do different content that represents who you are now, that's not going to pay.
Here's the thing, because people think that success, and if we're talking about her, that it's your subscribers. And again, people can try to get to the top by doing dirty, but it's not sustainable. It's not long-lasting success. It's quick and then it fails. And then that's usually something that when it happens, and that fall is always going to be a lot more detrimental, and you always end up to the place worse off than you are when you do people wrong. Your subscriber count doesn't make you a dime. It's what people are viewing. And she might have almost double the amount as I do. But what's interesting is that when she puts out a show and I put on the show, it's damn near the same views. And sometimes I'm trending more. Because it's your substance. And again, it's when you do it right. So I don't care her subscriber count. What it is who's viewing it and who's watching it. And she has the same views as someone half of what she has. So that's not success. That's not growth. You stuck at the same count as me, and you damn near double. Yeah, so anyways, you guys, I'm going to wrap up because I have to go. I'm tired and I have to go get something to eat. I'm hungry. So before I wrap up, you guys, do you have anything else to say? Kayla, I'll give you your time. What do you have to say?
No, I don't. Thanks for having me. You know, things get sticky in these streets. These girls like to tussle, you know, but stay strong, y'all. Keep the faith and just keep doing what you do and stay true to yourself. It'll all work out.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Kayla.
Thanks, y'all. See y'all later. Bye, TJ.
Bye-bye. What you got for me, TJ?
Thanks for the awesome stream as usual, and thanks for including me in it. And thanks for the work that you're doing, that you're reaching women as much as and men. And I think for you to continue to be true to yourself and being authentic, being transparent and vulnerable, because it takes a lot of courage to truly be transparent and vulnerable, because you open up yourself to the criticism. And I think that has served you well. I think it has served me well. And that is proof by my analytics, and it's proof by the people that reach out to me that says that I'm, helping them even with the tough conversations, being a single mom. So, and if we want to talk about the proof is in the pudding, yes, I made my share of mistakes. I was a baby mom. I was a modern woman, but I got my mind right, and I got a big ass diamond. Grow you real. All right. Good night.
Thank you, Miss TJ Randolph. It's always a pleasure. Bye, darling. Well, thank you guys. Thank you for giving. Thank you for even hitting the "what is she talking about? Let me tune in" button. Again, sometimes when I go live, I don't know who's going to be watching. It's probably, and sometimes I think it's someone that is just looking to clip me up to make a video off of me. And at one point it was giving me anxiety, because I plan my shows and I research them, but then when I start and I have my, my monologue, I just speak from my heart. And it's nothing that I have written down to say when I talk, or even when I end the show. It's just off my heart. And because it's not written out, sometimes I do misspeak, and I'm going to make mistakes. I'm going to continue to make my mistakes as far as live shows and getting words wrong or whatever. So that before gave me anxiety, because I'm like, man, if I don't say something right, someone's going to make a show and someone's going to do this to me and that. And so, but I just, like I said before, and like I'm saying now, I don't care no more. Y'all do whatever the hell you want to do. What matters is the people that's legit in my life that cares, and the people that holler at me or send me messages that come in that really cares. And the people that care about me, I bring up to the show, and you always see them popping up, or I'm over there because it's genuine. There's some of us that really have built genuine friendships. Like with me and TJ. It's genuine. Me and me and Lucky, we be up and down and we trying to work because this is a little sister energy. But I care for her. Rilla is my brother. Logic, I adore. Quest, these are people in my real life. People in the chat like Dub Will and Jordan and Dr. Like, these are people that I care about too, that be in my chat, because I get to know them. And that's what I'm going to decide to care about. They said it's reciprocated, and I just choose that my relationship is going to be built off genuine, it being authentic, it being honest. And that's it. So I appreciate you guys again. I will not talk about Chantel no more. I'm sure she'll be going live tomorrow or something on it. It's probably doing something. I don't care. Jessica X, you know, I know that you've made content over this stuff too. Do whatever you want to do. Clip it up, make it however you want to make it. I'm wrong. I got it all wrong. You did. What you're doing is unnecessary. Blah, blah, blah. Well, if I'm doing it wrong, then get it right and show us how to do it right then. Until then, all I can do is just act like Genuine. Same OG. That was weird. Anyways, I appreciate you guys so much. I thank you guys so much for even allowing me to have a platform. That within itself is huge. So I'm out, you guys. Thank you. And until next time, y'all know what I always say. Be a blessing. Oh, I know y'all thought it was over. But my God. I want to respond to this publicly. I definitely didn't say that you always make content about me, but have you made content about me? Yes, you have. Yeah, so, you know, not today. Please don't act like I'm always making videos about you, Courtney. That wasn't even necessary to put in there, talking about unnecessary stuff. And I hope, let's see, babe. But have there been? Absolutely. 3 to 4 shows about me. Let's stop. Talk about somebody else. And I see that you popping up because I'm not doing this with you. I'm not doing this now. Or maybe it's not you. Maybe it's somebody else. I'm going to go eat Slim and Huskies. Thank you.